Let's go. If you understand.
Reverb Experiment episode number 24.
Four.
Guys already know what the business is. We got G_focus in the building.
Focus. Echo ass.
Steph.net to my left.
What's good?
We got Rajeo to her left. And then we got Photo B to his left.
What's poppin'? Photo B. That's why I start this nigga at -12.
I was going to say your volume, not the
Loud boy.
Loud boy.
Shaw tell that loud boy no. I'm not a ting, I say no.
What? Okay, Drake.
All right. So we wanna thank all of our listeners. Shout out to the fellow Aries. That's in the building.
I'm on the cusp. You know, I'm half and half. Toward first and foremost, nigga, we get it popping out here.
Popping out here. You know, your boy celebrated his birthday on the 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I'm on the 24th.
He's on the 24th.
It's two big dogs.
Aries gang, Aries
It's
season.
two big dogs. I'm on the cusp. Right, the
Aries
last
is
day before it turns
hard-headed.
tourist.
We are hard-headed. We are hard-headed. I ain't gonna lie.
What? She said we're
But it's
hard-headed?
good times.
I said
Aries
Aries is
season.
hard-headed.
It's sundress season.
Bow,
You know
bow,
what
bow.
I mean?
It's the gun show.
I'm ready to
The
see them
gun
things
show.
banging.
Gun show is
I'm
out.
ready to
Bow.
see them things banging.
Nigga, I've been slinging cheesecakes to some of the finest out there. And I can't wait to see them in a sundress.
Can't wait to
Oh,
see that
man.
product.
They're doing a good job.
He's trying to fuck their stomachs up. That's what he's trying to do.
Why? Why would I do that?
It's okay for him to have a little fupa.
Is it facts? Hey man, eat the fupa like chalupa.
I need somewhere to have my rest my head at.
Facts. You need a little goose down?
I'm done. I'm all the way done.
Throw
my
pillow.
God.
It's a throw pillow on your body pillow. It's a throw pillow.
Shout out to everybody that's on the 75 hard trying to get that body pop.
Hey, shout out. Hey,
Yes.
shout out. For sure. I got cheesecakes for you in the back. Straight up.
Shout out to those that's getting that vaccine, getting ready for the hot girl summer.
Hey,
You know what I'm talking about?
I'm back to the streets. I'm fully vaccinated.
She in the streets.
Da-da-da-da. Okay, the streets are calling my name.
Back to the streets.
Streets are calling your name. You get out there.
Who's that calling? The streets. Am I gonna answer? Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Where are
Tired
you?
of sending them the voice.
you in Miami?
Hey, I got them on auto answer.
Man,
Hello.
Never hang up.
You on?
playing.
I'm on my way.
Never put the streets on hold.
we
All
ready.
right. So we're gonna go over what we're gonna talk about on today's show.
already
Again,
crying,
we want to
bro.
thank everybody that's listening via Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Yeah,
YouTube,
yeah.
all streaming platforms. The best way that you guys can support us is by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and or on our social media via Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
So we definitely appreciate that. We would love to hear from you guys, and we would love to interact with you on today's show. Very sad news. We are going to just talk about DMX. We're going to talk about his passing and just the impact that he's had on just the culture and us personally. For the internet wins again, we're going to talk about the Earth, Wind, and Fire versus Isley Brothers Verzuz, and also the upcoming 420 versus that will be Red Man versus Method Man. We're going to talk about cheating respectfully. And we're also going to talk about Deshaun Watson and his alleged allegations.
Uh-oh.
So, before we get into the DMX, I just wanted to check in with everybody just to make sure that we're all good. And while y'all doing that, I'm about to pop my bottle and celebrate my birthday. You know what I'm saying?
Pop bottle.
You know how much I hate when people go, "Hey."
You got to. That's like the,
Automatically, I think about tracks and weaves.
We should got a bottle girl.
that's a black
Came out with
chant.
the
That's a
sparkler
black
and shit.
Negro
I needed,
spirit.
I needed my sparkler, man. That's what
That's
I
what you
needed.
need,
Man.
the
But it's
sparkler.
all
Told
good.
you
It's
last
all
episode.
good. We gonna get the sparkler for the 1 year anniversary episode.
Nice.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
You throw some beads at
Hopefully you
somebody.
can drink by then, right, Steph? Can you drink by that time?
Nah, that's what?
I ain't
That's
drinking.
4 weeks.
Come on, man. You gotta
I'm out
celebrate
the
for the
game.
1 year anniversary.
That's in 4 weeks.
1 year anniversary. Just
She
one
out
time.
here with a bad body right now, bro. She
I'm
is
out.
not trying to mess it up. She is out here looking like
Hey,
a whole ass
look.
entree. Entree.
Turn up.
You made me want to go home and hit the Stairmaster.
So how we
stairs-
doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
Phenomenal.
I'm it was an XRP kind of day. It's been an XRP kind of week.
It's only
Okay,
in the morning.
outside of finances, how we doing?
I'm good. Mental health good.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I feel the same,
It's
bro.
nice outside, getting outside.
Beautiful day.
You know what it is,
Wait,
bro?
80 degrees today.
It's
Nate, if I hit you, I'm sorry, man.
if
Just don't hit the camera.
don't
Yeah,
hit
that's
the,
what-
don't
yeah,
hit the
don't hit the
cameras,
camera.
don't hit the cameramen. This man, my
This expensive equipment.
the carpet gonna be.
I was
we
like,
was
get
just
a towel.
talking.
Okay,
We,
I'm gonna do it slow.
I'm scared.
Jesus Christ.
Oh Lord.
He got it.
Oh,
Ooh, okay.
oh, no, this sound good. You did a good job,
Oh,
bro.
well, yeah.
I don't want to get your carpet dirty, bro. I popped plenty of bottles in my day.
He's a professional.
That boy said he popping.
I don't give a shit what he said he was. The carpets are clean.
Y'all
I have to
see.
get that imported France champagne. You know, hand me a glass. man.
Nice, bro.
So we doing good. We doing good. So how we obviously we want to go over the news for DMX. I just want to just make sure that we all good. I think a lot of times that we, you know, there's events that happen in our lives that remind us that we're human. And I think this was one of those moments where you kind of look back on your life and you try to just, you know, just sit back and you start to realize how far you've come, where you're at, what you want to accomplish, and you start realizing that life does not last forever. So I just wanted to check in with you guys. Obviously, if you've not heard the news, you should have heard the news.
Man,
Definitely.
But
it was worldwide news.
If you hearing us,
worldwide
you're in news.
Yesterday, DMX passed. He went into the hospital on April 2nd, on actually my actual birthday, and he was unresponsive. He was brain dead, and his body started to deteriorate, and their family decided, I'm assuming, to pull the plug yesterday because of that. So the official news is that DMX passed yesterday. So before we go into any details or any news, I just want to just get just our human reactions. Like, where were you at? How did you feel? What thoughts ran across your mind? And how did it affect you?
Oh, he looked straight at me on first.
Well, I mean, whoever wants to go. I can go first.
Go
ahead, Raj.
Okay, well, I was in the bakery. I was cooking, and immediately I felt like I lost somebody I grew up on. Yeah, I mean, I lost somebody that I feel like, I feel like DMX for me was like one of those people who really got me into the hip hop movement, and I literally ride motorcycles because of DMX.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I literally ride motorcycles. When I saw the Rough Rider videos and the Rough Riders, and then my cousin became the president of a chapter of the Rough Riders. You know what I'm saying? Because we got into bikes like that, and so I just felt like we lost an icon. And then the news of how he died was so tragic to me because he's celebrated to us and he's big to us, and he's he's iconic, he's legendary, right? And then to be that way and then to fight with something so human, I think is what folks is talking about, being human, because you never think about, you think that you get money, you get fame, you get this, you get that, and then it buys happiness, and then you overdose. Right, so it made me kind of think about, in retrospect, what kind of demons he was fighting, or what he was running from, or how come the people around him didn't step in, and why. You know what I'm saying? You just go through the whole range of emotions of, like, when you hear overdoses, to me it's like code word for suicide, right? You know what I mean? So I know a lot of people probably don't agree with that, but I feel like if you're putting that much into your body, you're definitely in a state where you need to be rescued. And I just, so it kind of made me feel human again. It's just been a lot, man, the last 2 years, the people that we grew up with. And, so that's what I was doing. I just feel like it made it, and then it hurt even more because I had a friend overdose like the next day.
Oh wow,
Shit.
You know what I mean? So
that's crazy.
we lost somebody, RIP Westgate Dave. But, yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, so the mental health check is absolutely necessary.
That's true. I think too, when you're dealing with, I know he had recently gone to rehab. Was it a couple years ago? It was like 2019, 2018, 19. And, obviously he was struggling, but when you're clean, and a lot of times when you go back to using again or you relapse,
You go harder.
it's a real high chance that you're going to overdose because your body is not, you go back to what you were doing and your body cannot handle that anymore. So it's unfortunate. I think to me, it really made me realize just a lot of my family members and what their sobriety means and how much it means, and that it's a lifetime struggle. It's never just over with. You know what I mean? It's daily, and
That's facts.
it made me really just appreciate them and what they go through on the daily and them keeping their sobriety. So it made me think about that. It also made me think about, like, it felt like an uncle, like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, one of my uncles, passed. And I feel like DMX is somebody we always was rooting for, because he was always so real and so raw and kept it real about everything that he went through and shared so much with us. So I feel like we always was rooting for him. I remember he came, I think it was like the magazine spread he had where he came out looking like Blade, and everybody was like excited that he looked so good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then shortly after that, he ended up going back into rehab, and everybody was like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, he canceled all his shows, and everybody was just always rooting for him because he was just always honest. Like, he wasn't like, the things that he put out there, it wasn't about no gimmicks. It wasn't about like all the shock factor and shit that we see now. It was just
him.
Real life. You know what I mean? You could relate to that.
Yeah, you go piggybacking off before what you just said is, I think that one of the things that we really got to experience with DMX is the real struggle. Like who we be. Like, it's like, if the lyrics of that song are literally his life, right? So, I think that like you said, the struggle is, even though we view him as such, right? The way that he has to deal with himself is different from a personal perspective. You know what I mean? So that mental illness and that sobriety, I watched my dad struggle with that, getting off of crack himself. You know what I mean? So I think for me, like, the overdose thing was hyper personal, because usually people find something else to be addicted to. They can't, they find something to take its place. But we should do a whole podcast about that, because that's good.
Yeah, I think that we will.
I think the biggest thing for me is just how wild it is for it to realize that, like, that struggle doesn't end. You know what I mean? If he's 50 years old and still having, addiction issues, it's nothing. It's something that doesn't just get better. And that's definitely a personal struggle that apparently just lives with you. You wouldn't think somebody at that age who's done so much will end up having that issue still.
Yeah, it's lifetime. It's a lifetime. Sobriety is a lifetime.
Yeah. Well, I think he even said that in an interview with Iyanla when she was asking, about his sobriety. And he was saying that basically that the addiction is something that he will have to always live with. Yeah. And he said even if it's not the drug use, it's the behavior that comes with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, the first, obviously the first thought is, I think it does make you more empathetic to people who are going through addiction. I think every family has somebody that is going through that. And, then when I started working through that thought, the second thought was I was sad. I was just sad because, hip hop is something that I love dearly. And as a young black male, he was one of the first artists that kind of laid down the blueprint for what hip hop or what music should look like. Luckily, I grew up in an era where Slippin' was on the radio. Slippin' was a music video that got played over and over again. And, I was just looking through the lyrics, and I was like, I must have played Slippin' maybe 6 times yesterday. Just because of just how, like, you appreciate an artist, but yesterday is just, the lyrics hit harder because you're like going back through, like, I went back through Ready to Meet Him. I went back through Lord Give Me a Sign. I went back through Slippin'. I went back through Who We Be. I went back through the Rough Riders Anthem. And really what I came to, that was, and it's sad that it takes this for people to realize it, like, it's really kind of like an old Negro spiritual, really. Like just the energy and just the lyrics and the message was so powerful. And it was really, you know, what music should be. It should be you being authentic and telling your story, and just listening to Slippin', like just, you know, listening to the parts where he's saying that group homes and institutions prepared him for jail. And then going through, you know, the first verse, telling us exactly how he started, like how his mom left and how he had to go to his grandma, and then how society made him who he is and why he was so cold. Then, you know, the second verse is detailing the actual drug addiction of getting fly and thinking that it was a good thing to do. And then the third verse was, you know, realizing that the drug addiction stopped him from doing music. Facts. But then he got back on his feet because he had a son, and he's trying to do what he can do, you know, as a black male to be a better example, and realizing that I got to get clean. And then once he got clean, then getting all the accolades and everything back. And it's that song itself, just in that, is like how just lyric by lyric, verse by verse, the hook, everything about that song is just it's like a movie. When you close your eyes and you listen to that song, you can picture every single part of that, and just how impactful it is. We don't realize how impactful music can be. And then even just listening to the Rough Riders anthem, like people, and that's why I'm so protective of our culture. When you listen to the Rough Riders anthem, it can sound like most people that don't come from where we come from, oh, well, it just sounds like he's just an egotistical guy that's just putting out these blatant things. But really, it's the frustration. It's the if you're going to label me this, then I'm going to be this. And it's like kind of like our calling card. Like, you know, just the subtle mind your business, lady. Like just any of that. Like, you know what I mean?
Mind your business, lady.
Just going back through the lyrics, you can just see nobody embodied that better than he did. And it's not even just the lyrics. It's delivery, it was the ad libs, it was the delivery, it was the cadence, it was the and none of it was fake.
Exactly. That's why I say it's real. I think that's what people loved about his music so much, and why it's still been played after all these years. Like, DMX got respect in the game like no other to me.
Skin.
I don't think I've ever met one person that didn't like DMX
for some sober reason, and
all. Like,
and it just embodied. Like when you play Party Up, you know what energy that comes with, and once again, it's not a negative energy. It's everybody has that pent up frustration, and from our culture, I know I deal with it on a daily basis. Just going into work, and dealing with corporate America. You turn on some DMX on the way home, and it's therapy. That honestly, that's really when you are authentic to the way that he is, and when you are expressing your life and telling it the way that he's telling it, it's therapeutic for him. But it's also therapeutic for us when we're listening to it, because
it's
you
relatable.
can relate to it. You know what I mean? So I think
that's why this new music just drives me crazy, bro. It's without substance. It's without. There's no character development. There's no real story. We're all literally the kids are still going through the exact same things that we went through, right? On a different time period with cell phones and internet. You got the twist on it, right? Because we didn't grow up with internet in our childhood like that, but. But there's not very many artists that are telling the truth about life, that are trying to help you. And that's what it made me realize yesterday. When he died, like you said, listening back through the records, I'm like, look how real this is. And then it made me think about Nipsey. Look how real this is, right? And then it made me think about, damn, man, if Cole died or if Kendrick died, like, where are we going to get that from? You know what I'm saying? Right. Because we're running out of people who are every show. We're running out of every show.
Y'all forgot to remind me.
But your phone didn't. The phone reminder worked though. But we are running out of people who give a damn about people enough to be real about their lives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because all about showboating.
And it be mainstream.
It's
like
mainstream,
DMX
though.
was running the game. I don't think a lot of people could do what he did and run the game now because of how things are. Like it's not consumed like it was, or it's not marketed like
It's
it,
just not
it
marketed
was.
like it was.
Yeah, I think majority of it.
Both.
I think the consumption of it would be. I think we would consume it because we consume Nipsey, we consume Kendrick, we consume Cole, we consume JID and Earth Gang and those guys like that. But look at the pockets, bro. TDE is like one pocket, and then Dreamville is like another pocket, and then where are you going to get real music? You know, in between that, because you're getting it from the South, but the South only tells you about pimping, prostituting, selling drugs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Trapping.
Exactly. So we're not. So you got Dreamville over here, and then you got TDE on the other side, right? And then you got niggas like Dave East and shit like that, and you know what I'm saying. And then we even Fred the Godson, he's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bond.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of the people that are really talking about shit. They're just.
They not like the way
They're not
DMX was.
It's not. Yeah, it's
He
very
had a
short lived
run.
now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are too accessible now. So when you get to the point to where you talk like, you know, people talking the way they talking and shit, and it gets to a point to where someone's like, I know where you at. I know who I can get in contact with. You know what I mean? So it's not that they're not there. They just don't last long, unfortunately. And it's not because, you know, of their career. It's because of their lifestyle.
It's the lifestyle, and then it's what mainstream media wants. See, this is when we had this conversation, right? If we had more record labels pushing more of that and buying that and putting it on the radio, then we would have more of that, right? And because you have to live up to the narrative of what we think we want to hear because of radio programming, then we do get more songs that are detrimental to our health, our mental health, and our destruction. Then we do get positive songs, right? It's cool to be positive and tell your story, because DMX and Jay-Z are virtually talking about the same thing. But at some point, there was a lesson that they were trying to convey at how not to be that versus glorifying it. You know what I'm saying? I pushed the pack and I got the pounds here and I got the 4-4 bulldog and whoop 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 whoop. Yeah, nigga, that's cool, but that's not constructive.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
they learn.
Huh?
They learn, but it's like it's not. I don't think the audience is taking in the lesson like we used to.
That's because the lessons are far and few in between.
Right.
It's just like with anything, right? You learn.
I think just the glitz and glamour of social media
That
outweighs
too.
the messages.
Right, but I think,
too.
but
People
if
but I want this though.
Right.
but if they monetize and they put that education, the knowledge, and the values up front, then people would want to be that. Because it would then in turn return the same value as ignorance. Does that make sense? Ignorance pays more right now because that's what people pay in the media. If they started taking conscious rappers and started putting them all over the radio, that's what people would want to be. Because back then it was bars. You had to have bars, you had to have a story, you had to have content. So guess what everybody was doing? LL Cool J was the standard for that, right? And so you had bars, you had content, and then you got your swag, right? And then it wasn't until really NWA hit where the record labels were like, well, we can sell violence and we can sell this and we can sell all this other shit, right? And it changed the fucking culture. But at least when NWA was talking, they were still talking about real shit.
Well, they were still, I mean, even with NWA, it was still messaging. It was inner city messaging. It was fuck the police. It was we're tired.
Exactly.
This is what we're again. It was really it was the messaging out of frustration. It was this is how we're going to express ourselves, and I think we've lost that. I think that mainstream hip hop does not represent black culture
At all.
like how it used to
At all.
And I think just even thinking about DMX, like we have to realize and put things in proper perspective. Most of the people that are listening on here know who DMX are. There are a couple people that are maybe a little bit younger that don't understand the era that DMX came into, because DMX came into an era that we just had lost Pac, we just had lost Biggie. So now we were like,
Who's next?
Who's going to carry the torch?
Yep.
And at that point, hip hop was not. It was mainstream, but it wasn't mainstream. It was not the $1 billion industry that it is today.
now, right. Yeah.
So
still
somebody
like
had to have pushed that to the next level, and DMX came in at a perfect time.
Yep.
And just even the way that he came on the scene on the 4321 song with LL Cool J, Cannabis, etc., etc., etc. When you listen to that record, he stands out. That was the first time that we were introduced to him. So, and then right after that, then obviously when he came out, it was back to back. It's dark and hell is hot, platinum. Then it was flesh of my flesh and blood of my blood, platinum. Same year. It's unprecedented. Nobody's ever done that. 2 platinum albums in the same year, plus the Rough Riders album, the Rough Riders Volume 1.
They was working, bro.
DMX was working. He was hot.
They was working.
Plus acting.
Plus the
movie. So
plus he was dropping gems in the interviews, bro.
He was one of the ones that helped propel hip hop to where it's at today. And again, he did it by being authentically him. There was no sugarcoating. There was no gimmicks. Like, people thought that the barking was a gimmick or whatever, but no, that's who he really is. And we're just never going to see another artist like that ever again. We're never going to see hip hop at a state at what it was when we got it. So I just think sometimes we underestimate and we underappreciate the people that we have or had at the time that we had them. Like, we were able to witness, to me, and I'm not saying hip hop is dead. I'm just saying that
it's not the same.
It was a golden age. It was a golden era where we weren't. It was right before we went. Again, we were mainstream, but it wasn't commercial. I think that's probably the best way to explain
the value in hip hop was the messaging, and it was a form of communication between us.
And you had to be authentic.
And you had to be.
If you were not who you said you were on record, you got checked.
Facts.
Period.
Facts. So
especially in New York.
Facts.
You had to be who you said you was.
Facts. And now the value was in what you can gain monetarily.
Trolling and clout chasing.
Yep.
That's it. Bro. And that's the problem. That's why when people be like, put respect on Soulja name, I'm like, Soulja was good, but then on the other hand, I feel like he ushered in a lot of what we seeing right now too.
Yeah.
So I mean, even then you still gotta put. At that point, you still got to got respect on his name because he influenced a lot of people.
He did influence, but it wasn't necessarily all.
For better or for worse. I understand what Steph's saying.
Yeah, I understand.
And if it wasn't Soulja, somebody else would have done it.
But I mean, we have to acknowledge that. And I'm like, you kind of ushered in the viral, and that's what people is going for. You ain't got to be talented
at all.
You gotta go viral.
You know what? But I think
like a Blueface.
And I don't want to get.
Where did he go?
I don't want to get.
He's doing a show. He's still doing music and shit, but he got the Blue Girls Club shit.
Talking about who?
Blueface.
Oh, yeah.
Viral.
I think Soulja Boy. I think we have to put him in his correct category where he wasn't really clout chasing or trolling. He just had an incredible song and he had a good dance to go with it.
And he did good with LimeWire. Remember he was how I found Soulja Boy was I was ripping a song illegally. And it turned out to be Soulja Boy's Crank That. Mm-hmm. I thought I was trying to download something else.
Right.
And then I went and looked up who it really was.
Loki was like you Loki got Rick Road.
I did.
You got Soulja Boy.
I did. I got
Soulja Road.
Yeah. So we gonna put respect on his name for him being the first major artist to take advantage of the internet. But that's about it.
That's how people come in. They taking advantage of the internet and not really talented.
Right.
Man, that's disappointing sometimes. I mean, I've been looking and shit like that.
That is the perspective of. That's why I like people like Roddy Ricch, and I like people who are going to talk about like real life street shit and how they got out of it. You know what I mean? The perpetuation of like this party life is so trash, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's not like this shit. Like I'll use my kids as an example. I know they gotta grow up in this bullshit ass music and all these trash ass influences, right? Where you can be whatever you want to be and say whatever you want to say and do whatever you want to do, and then you're not supposed to have consequences. And then you grow up, you turn 18 years old, and all of a sudden, boom, there's consequences, right? When somebody will hurt you or shoot you or stab you, be in jail, you don't get to do what you want, right? So I think that we've lost that over time. We've lost ourselves. We lost our sense of value. We've lost our moral content. It's just anything to be famous.
Well, I think it's just harder to find.
But it's there.
You have to just look for it.
I'm not saying it's not. But
no, I know what you're saying.
It's just not being pushed
what's mainstream and what's been promoted is that. And I think I agree with you. I think that we live in and we've talked about it before, but we live in a culture, not even culture. We live in a society where accountability is not
Right. You don't have to be accountable for
You don't
shit.
have to be accountable.
It'll be the favorite niggas' favorite line is take me who I am or move on.
Right.
You know
So
what I'm saying?
I think DMX definitely embodied that. He embodied, you know, he you can tell to his music that he's very accountable. He was accountable for what he did and what, you know, what the message that he was preaching. To kind of lighten the mood, I want to kind of go around the room and see what your favorite moments or what fond, you know, when you kind of think of DMX, like what fond moments or what, you know, favorite song, favorite scene, favorite whatever, just anything that when you think of DMX that just kind of brings a smile to your face. 'Cause I want to center the conversation around him. I want to put proper respect on DMX's name.
Who want to go first?
DMX makes me happy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He do.
My favorite, every time I think about DMX, all I hear is "Who we be." Every time, and then he was like, "What they don't know is the lawnmower sitting over there, right next to the tree." I'm like, "This is the only nigga who can rap about lawnmowers and trees." And then I'm like, and then he's like, That's what, every fucking time somebody says DMX name, I just remember like sitting in a house in Oak Park, bro. So 400, 500 square foot house, the furnace, that shit, the wall furnace, the air conditioning unit, no carpet on the floor, bro, and that shit just made me feel like I could make it every time I listen to that song, bro. Like, so I think, like I said, like I'm a real ass fan of what he did, and then with that whole culture that he cultivated, like I said, y'all know how many bikes I've bought and how many bikes I ride and shit. Like, that's a direct reflection of like, yo, that shit is cool as fuck. I want to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. If you want to ask me about
I can tell this nigga
that's
has
like a fun ass moment. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
his
Like,
story.
he's just real, but he's still like
Iconic.
You know, that's Black Boy Joy type shit right there. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
Hey, I saw that shit in that nigga's eyes when you said your favorite moment. He looked at me like, nigga, I got it. He's like, nigga, I got it.
I mean, honestly, between that and him just saying one of the interviews to where he was like, trust people. Trust people to be who they're going to be.
Trust
Facts.
people to be themselves.
real.
Right.
Facts.
That's
Facts.
facts.
That was a gem.
That's,
Always trust.
Always trust people. Trust people of who they are.
I talked to this one chick that used to always say, like, if they, when they show you who they are, believe them.
Believe him. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
For me, one of my favorite songs that always get me to go up is "Where the Hood At." Oh, it's something about "Where the Hood At" that just get me hype every time. But that Back in One Piece video, I think that's just real nostalgic. Him and Aaliyah,
Classic DMX.
classic. You know, it's just real classic, and it's a like real feel good type of video. And then also, so I love my baby mother. I never let her go.
Yeah.
Just
Whack, you twisted, your girl's a hoe, you broke, get it yours, and everybody know. Old man say you twisted, you be like, so.
I love my baby mother. I think that just always pop in my head. But yeah, DMX he's just lit. Like, man. And then y'all know I'm a big Eve fan. Like, Rough Riders in general. Like, I love Eve. Man, I was like, somebody check on Dragon.
Eve was my favorite.
Eve was my
I feel like she's my
favorite.
favorite female artist ever.
Man, her and Missy.
Yeah.
Like, so,
I even like Eve over Missy.
I can't say that.
You ain't gonna do Missy like that.
I
And
love
I love
Eve.
Eve.
What does that have to do with doing
Eve.
Missy? Because I like Eve better. I didn't say
Eve.
Missy. It
Right.
wasn't a conversation.
In comparison,
We ain't gonna go there. We ain't even gonna go
Right.
there.
It's like, but better shoes. Eve.
I like Eve.
I love.
It was the
But
Paul
no.
Prince for me, really.
I got it.
I love.
She was sexy.
Eve was fire.
Oh, that
It was
first
the Paul
video?
Prince.
What was that?
Eve was
that
fire.
What these niggas want.
That was
Oh,
man.
my
All
God.
y'all niggas.
All you
need-
niggas
I
need.
was like,
Wait,
yo, who's
right
with
here
the short hair?
Man.
And
With
Chicks
the-
wasn't rocking short hair at that time.
With the body.
Right.
They
With
wasn't
the
rocking
body.
short hairs at that time.
The body.
And the lips. It was in the eyes.
It was everything. He was just bad.
He was still fine.
Bro, I'm about to
Eve
go look at
fire.
Eve right now.
I still, that's what I'm
Instagram.
saying. I still be slapping DMX. I still be slapping Eve. Like, yeah.
Hold on, man.
It's unfortunate.
Uploading.
We lost a legend, and I feel like that he's one of the people that we knew what he was. You know what I mean? We knew what he meant to the culture.
Eve still looked like Eve too.
Eve still look like Eve.
She didn't
Black
Kim.
don't crack?
She didn't little Kim her way through life.
Eve is still bad.
She didn't little Kim her way through life for sure.
Shut up.
Man, there's so many songs, so many memories. I think the first memory that I think of when I think of DMX is I think the How's It Going Down video. It's like that's like if you had to like if somebody asked me like if we got older and said, can you show me like a video that embodied the 90s? The How's It Going Down video just embodied the 90s. It had the Mercedes. It had the hydrant with the fire coming out. It had the beautiful women up in there.
The hydrant with the fire coming.
I mean, the hydrant with the water coming. I'm sorry.
No, I
sorry.
remember.
You know,
Hydrant
with the fire. I remember that video.
Just the bubble lens, like all of that. Like it was all 90s. And just like, it was just dope, man. Plus Belly.
That thing got 42
Man,
million streams.
Belly-
I forgot
Belly-
about. That's why I
Belly will
said y'all
always
didn't
be-
watch Belly last.
Because I was so sad, man. But just even his act, like, and I think that's something that we didn't, that we got to give him more credit for too, man. Like that Belly, you know, for him to not have any acting experience at all, and just his character in that movie to go from the thug to at the end to changing his life and finding God, whatever. It was fitting because that's him. Like there's every record, you know that he was gonna pray on it.
Yep. And you know what I like? You know what I really thought about yesterday too? What I really liked is because I really liked how DMX, even in his relationship with God and his faith with God, and as faithful as he was, he embodied. He allowed people to really see that just because you're a Christian doesn't mean you don't struggle with shit. It made it, you know what I'm saying? Because I always hear people bashing the church and want to blame the church and yada yada yada, and even somebody like that who's extremely blessed and who still has their battles. You know what I'm saying? And he never.
Flaws.
He never, and his flaws, and he never one time was like, "Yo, this is God's fault." Not one time ever, bro.
Yeah, no, he gave
ever,
God
bro.
his glory every single time, and
Publicly, and on every platform.
And I think that we have to be honest here that like throughout his career, I'm gonna be honest. There was multiple times where he got caught with drugs or got arrested. I'm like, oh man, X is done. And every time he would come back with something harder. Like I remember, like after the first 2 albums, and people were like, well, what's gonna happen next? And then he hit us with get it on the floor, get it on the floor. I'm like, what? Bro, I remember going to Barcode and hearing that. Oh my god, bro,
Barcode.
It was lit.
Shit.
That song came out, and then I'm sorry, maybe Party Up came up before that, but there was always a hit after the hit. When you thought he was done, it was always another hit.
I'm telling you, man. Like Swiss Beats was saying that just being in the studio with him made him want to make different music.
Oh my god,
And
Get
it
on the
showed.
Floor record
It showed.
was crazy.
It showed.
Crazy.
It showed.
A bop.
That the one that's off the flesh of my flesh, the DMX.
Oh,
what they really want. Oh, my God.
What's my name?
And then we can't forget about this record.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was on.
Oh,
And then the nigga in the background
really
want.
it was Brenda, Tanisha, and Alicia.
Man, I'm gonna have to run my DMX
Oh.
challenge back because
I knew he was gonna play it too. I knew it.
Oh,
He was
that's
waiting.
the one.
I was.
Oh.
It was been on my. It's
when
been
that
on my
record
mind.
came out, oh man, you couldn't tell me nothing.
It was.
Yeah.
It been
You couldn't tell me nothing. And we still ain't got the question answered.
What these bitches want
We
from a
still ain't got
nigga?
the question answered.
You know what they want.
No.
What these bitches want from a nigga?
Well, the game's changed now.
And that was at the hype, man. Drew Hill and when Cisco was on. I was
Cisco,
like, oh my
yeah.
god,
Cisco was hot.
that was hot.
He was
That was
blowing.
right after
That
the thong
was
song, wasn't it?
fire. I think so. That was around the same time.
Yep. Oh,
He
yeah.
was on there blowing too.
Cisco was over there running on chicks' asses on the beach.
We weren't worthy, man. That's what I'm trying to say. Like people, I know he's like, oh yeah, he got a and I'm glad that I'll say this before we change gears. I'm so glad that we got a chance to celebrate him during Versus.
Facts.
Oh man,
Facts. You know what I'm really proud of? Niggas be trying to be like, y'all in y'all early 30s, y'all old. Nigga, we've had the best lives.
We really had. We had
Period.
the best of both.
We
both
had
worlds
we had
with the-
everything.
with
Like
social media and
everything. Like we
the
got to
internet,
we
but-
got to see LL, Rakim. We got to see Big L. We got to see everybody, bro. Like we got to grow up in an era where everybody is fire. You know what I'm saying? And then
the '90s was it. I don't care what nobody.
yeah,
said.
that's
2000s was
It was cool.
They was
It was
lit,
alright.
but the
It
90s
wasn't-
was,
it wasn't the 90s.
Yeah, it was like mid 2000s when everything started getting to a flex.
bro. I'm gonna tell you what's really real. When you listen to what people are still listening to right now, that's our era. Even
Well, you know,
the youngsters are still listening
my
to our
teenage
shit.
daughter is infatuated with the 90s, and like I'll go through
all of the
records.
teenage girls are infatuated.
I'll
with
go
the
through
90s.
records and we'll like talk, and I'll tell her like, you know, and she be in, you know, we have these conversations like. She'll tell me I like the R&B from the 90s and from the 2000s
course.
because
Yes.
that was like top tier.
Of course.
You know what I
Top tier.
mean?
The
So-
mixing wasn't as
Y'all
good.
seen
The
that
sound quality was a little bit off, and it still smacked
y'all
harder than
seen
all
that
other
meme that
stuff.
said "Bring back begging for coochie music"?
Oh, I know.
That was the 90s.
No, I seen the one talking about bring back Harry Coochie music.
Oh my god, that was the '90s.
That was
like
the 70s.
that R&B is a different
That was
breed.
the 70s.
That
Harry,
was the 90s.
Harry Coochie.
That's-
That was
that's
the
the,
90s. That was the 90s.
He
That
said
was-
that's
that
the
was-
70s.
That was
The
that was
90s,
the
though.
R&B
What
side.
What is that, a
Different breed of
bush?
R&B.
That
And
was
that's
the
why I
R&B
know
side
how
of
you be
it.
like, it's still good R&B out here. It is,
But it's
but
not the same.
No, no,
It's not.
and we all know that.
It ain't the
Well, it's
same.
not. But again, in this day and age of music, you gotta look.
Hey, my next album's about to be all.
You gotta look.
I'm
You gotta
done.
look.
He said what?
You
My
gotta
next
look.
album, I'm about to do all 90s. I'm about
gotta
to hit
look.
him with the, ooh yeah.
Well, you know what? That's how Eric Bellinger got so big is
Yeah.
because a lot of the music he did was flipping 90s.
I don't want to
samples.
flip them.
Yeah.
I just want to make them.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying,
he
but
was-
it-
but they
it-
be flipping them with that auto tune
and that
then-
trash ass shit. You know what's crazy? Like,
don't be
you
liking
know what's
it.
crazy
I
is
don't like
you
it.
know what's crazy
that's
when
how,
you
and that's how Tory got big.
when you
'cause
listen-
those chicks
I don't
tapes
like
right
that
there.
hey, this nigga DJ Academic said Tory just dropped the album. He said it went triple paper.
Yeah, because niggas ain't messing with him no more.
Uh-uh.
So before we get off
I need
and
something.
talk about so Master P during this time also said that hip hop should unionize and that DMX him going to the hospital could have been prevented and that we should basically support or they should be better support for some of these aging artists. So I wanted to kind of get your guys' thoughts before we get on to the internet ones again.
This is
I think we've kind of had this conversation.
because this has been an
good
ongoing
idea.
discussion.
But
This has been an
what?
ongoing
But
discussion.
should hip hop unionize? And for two, do we think that what happened to DMX could have been prevented by doing that?
Well, here's the problem with trying to unionize hip hop. You would have to find a way to laterally join the record labels with the indies, and that's the problem.
Well, he's saying the artist.
Yeah, you would still have to find a way to have that discussion because now you're asking people to pay dues to have to be on streaming platforms, playlists. There's so many options for like music to be heard from Apple to Pinterest to Google to Amazon, right? You know, all those platforms have to say, yo, we want to be a part of the union, and those artists have to agree to pay dues. So collecting a dues receipt for something that is, I guess, a personal expression on, and you can just drop it wherever. That's the hard problem. If it was possible, I would absolutely love to see that because we do lose a lot of these dudes. Look at Black Rob, bro. Look at Rob in the hospital, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be a great thing, but the way that this shit is set up and as big as it is, it's not like the SAG where you know
Or
you
like
got
sports.
where you gotta go to a studio to go be on the big screen. Even if it's a homemade movie, you're still at somebody's production studio. You still pay dues to you gotta pay dues to get into the movie theaters to put it on the screens, right? But it's so large, and music is such a free thinking expression and movement. I think it's almost impossible to unionize it. And I'm in a union, so I'm not against it, but I don't know if you can.
What do you think?
I think I don't think that unionizing would have helped DMX. I think that DMX a union is not formed to hold people's hands when they're dealing with addiction. And I'm not trying to say hold his hands like he's a child. Is what I'm saying is DMX by himself is going to make the choices and the decisions that he's going to make. And I think something else that got lost in that is when he did an interview with Talib Kweli, his addiction started at 14 because he was tricked into smoking crack. It wasn't something that he chose to do.
Right.
So you're asking he died at 50. You're asking a union to undo something that he's been doing for 36 years. But on the flip side of that, I do think that hip hop does need a union. And I think that they can unionize if they are able to organize and if everybody's willing to do the same thing. I think that it's vitally important that they should, because we hear about it all the time, hip-hop artists getting screwed over on their contracts.
Yep.
We hear about hip-hop artists that are later, like a lot of these hip-hop artists that came in the early 90s or early 80s where now they are broke, or like you see some of these older hip-hop acts doing shows at casinos or commercials, and you should not see a artist that contributed to the culture struggling. You should be able to see them, you should be able to see them flourishing in their old age, the same way that every other industry does. And when you talk about sports, obviously it's a little bit different, but sports, if you played in the league for 5 years, then you're vested in, and then you start to get some type of pension. In hip hop, it should be the same thing. You should not be somebody that sold 20 million records, but because you were screwed over, that now you are scraping for dimes and pennies at the end of your year.
Yeah,
So
look at Anita Baker trying to get her masters.
her master's back.
Due.
Right,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
So I think that if bigger artists,
crazy.
all it takes is just a couple big artists for them to say, I'm down with this and I'm down with the cause. If it came down to it, bottom line, all you got to do is say, look, we're not making any more records until this is done. And the actual labels don't have to be on board. All the artists have to be on board. And all it does is just take one or two artists, one of the two or bigger name artists, to say, like if Jay-Z came out today and said, we're going to start a union,
The
I'm
same
pretty
way
sure
he started Tidal.
about 40-50% of the artists would probably be on board. It's
got to be a group effort, like you said.
yeah. So I think they should. I just don't think this would have helped DMX. I mean, it may have helped him in some shape, form, or fashion, but artists are going to do what they want to do on their own time.
I think it's kind of like even like with my job. There's a lot of resources at my job. We go to the what's it called, the EAP or whatever. So, don't mean I'm gonna go get them.
Right.
EAIP.
Yeah. I think it's EAOP or something like that.
Like, it ain't like I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I still have to
still
go
do it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still have to take advantage of those.
Yeah, because we have that too. We got we have rehab options in the union, and they'll pay for you to go they'll put you up for a couple of months. I think 45 days.
Counseling, all kind of stuff, but it's like you have to actually reach out and utilize it. So
I just hate that. This is a classic example of like fucking over the worker every time. I'm watching P&B Rock right now try to beg for his with Atlantic.
Yeah.
You know what I
How
mean?
many times do we see that?
Over and over and over and over again. So they give you, if you're an artist, I guess the way that's structured, I don't know if people know this, so I'll tell them. When you sign a record deal, you only get paid 2 times in that year. So if they give you $1 million and they give you $1 million, they give you $500,000 up front.
So the advance,
which is $500,000, and then when you turn in your masters on an approved album, they give you your other $500,000. Okay,
So just buying your music.
Exactly what they're doing. They're buying ownership to your property, and how they get you is they're like, oh, okay, you want to go to the club? You want to pop sparklers and bottles? You want to use the record label tab? Cool. And they'll just keep paying for shit. You want to drive the Phantom? You want the Bentley? You want the Ferrari? Cool. Put on the record label tab. Boom, boom, boom. And so when they start recouping, let's say they recoup $10 million off of your album.
You take everything that you spent.
You're already down $1 million plus interest. So let's call it $2 million. So you got $8 million left. But then they start hitting you with the rollback of everything that you did. The cars, the car payments, the hotels, the 30 niggas that you had on tour buses, the 6 buses. People don't understand that the artist pays for all of that shit. And so by the time you feel like, okay, the record label's eating enough, I need my money, they're like, but fam, we've only gotten $6 million back from that $1 million you gave us, and you're still $4 million in debt. right? And so that's the game. That's why we need a union.
Yeah.
We need a union because the union would provide attorneys and all the things that we need, people to go over the contract,
just
somebody
oversight.
to sit
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
to actually explain to you what kind of death sentence you're getting in.
Yeah.
Right? A record deal's not so bad if you go in and you're like, I need all my masters. And you can sign for your masters because after your expiration date, you can get out of the contract, right? But how the record will get you is, okay, you're in debt now.
Mm-hmm.
We got you for 3 albums.
Well, yeah, well, and in most cases, it's 5 to 7 albums.
Yeah, so
it's not like you're not
yeah,
going to be able to
exactly.
You won't be able to renegotiate your deal because you're in album 2.
But what those
and they're like,
yeah.
but this is a 7 deal album.
Yeah.
Like, well, can I renegotiate? No.
and if they do allow you to renegotiate, how they'll do it is it's like you need another $1 million, right, for this next project. Here, cool. Here's another $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they just keep your money. They keep your royalties forever. So they put you so far in debt that you're never able to recoup your masters. And what they do is with the masters, they play that shit forever. They place it on TV. They put it in commercials. They put it on other radios. They put it, and then they put it worldwide. And they keep marketing and promoting you as if it's you. But you've eaten $2 million on a 3-year contract. But you're still paying your own mortgage. You're taking care of your moms, your friends, and this is how you become broke because they don't understand that you're only getting paid when you accept an advance and when they pay you for a finished product.
Right.
That's why a lot of people start doing like side shit to where they like clothing lines,
But you have to.
See,
drinks.
But they'll sign you to a 360 deal.
So everything that you do,
So
Everything you do, they make money off of.
Exactly.
But I thought that artists make their money touring.
They do.
They still get a cut of that.
They still get.
Well,
so
of course they get a
so
cut
you.
of that.
But you're right.
Think about
You're right.
touring. Think about touring. You got security, you got the band, all the instruments, you got the bus, you got the tours,
Transportation.
you got the
location,
management,
the manager,
you
the
got
lawyer.
the lawyer. You got to have it's all on every hotel you go to.
But I know artists make their money tour because that's what Ari Lennox was like. I ain't dropping no album. I can't tour. I can't make no money.
That's
Right.
facts.
I ain't gonna make no money off
Well,
this album.
you know
if I can't
you know
tour.
why
That's true, though.
you know
That's
why
true.
she won't drop because once she gets that back half, she's on her own. So she's smart. Because if she got her advance, if she's sitting on her advance, she'll be cool, right? Because initially they'll probably ask for on $1 million advance, they'll probably ask you for like 2.5, right? So what you're supposed to do with the advance is
Put into
go live your
marketing.
regular fucking life, put this music out, and then as it recoups, when they get their 2.5 or whatever, then you guys start splitting. You might get 30% of everything after 2.5.
Facts. Yep.
So
Yep.
that's the problem, right? But because of what we talked about earlier, the lifestyle of social media and trying to go famous and clout chase and yada yada yada, these niggas are fucking driving Lamborghinis that they don't own, Ferraris, they got Bentleys, niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know how much money they spend on prop guns for videos,
Because
bro?
they think that shit's free.
Because it's not free.
And what artists got to do, because what Roger's saying is totally correct, and where they get people is in the accounting.
In the accounting,
So,
yep.
As a label, like if Steph was my artist and I'm the record label, hey, you already signed your contract. I already got your lawyer set up. I already got your manager set up. I already got your production team set up. And what the artists are doing, or what the actual label is doing, I give you the advance, but you're using my people. So if a beat usually costs $500,000, I'm going to charge you $1 million.
Right.
Because it's on my accounting.
Right.
So I'm going to charge you more than what it actually costs. And the same thing with like a lawyer. So it's a conflict of interest if the lawyer that you're using
There you go. That's
works
the
for
word.
me.
That's the word I was
know what I mean?
just giving it to ask you. I said, what's the problem with that?
And it's the same
Yep.
thing, because then now I'm charging you and I'm charging you a premium on the same lawyer that I gave you, when all you could do as an artist is say,
go
you know
get
what?
your own lawyer.
Give me the advance. I'll go get my own people.
Yep.
I'll get my own production team. I'll get
Yep.
my own lawyer. I'll get my
Yep.
own manager,
Yep.
because I know how much I'm charging, and
Yep.
I know, and what you should do, you should try to keep your expenses as low as possible,
Yep.
so that way you're not using all
Yep.
of your advance.
Yep.
But a lot of people, when they come in the game, you're in the inner city,
Yep.
you're coming from the hood, you got your entourage.
Yep.
Hey, here's a $50,000 advance. Cool, I'm out the hood now.
Yep.
But you're not thinking about what that $50,000 advance is hooking you into, and what the cost and what's coming up from that. Because
Yep.
it seems like, oh, here's the champagne, here's the bottles,
Yep.
here's the room, here's
Yep.
the studio, and they charging you $1,000 an hour for the actual studio.
For
When
the
really
studio.
the studio is like $200 an hour.
Yep.
Because it's a business, and
Yep.
and it's a predatory business. And that is exactly why
It's-
artists need a union.
It's on ignorance, right? So the way that you do good business, and I hope you guys are taking notes because he's on point. The way that you do good business is, like you said, you do it yourself, and everything you do is you do work for hire.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, they signed you on the production you were already using.
Mm-hmm.
They signed you on the lyrics and the equipment that you were already using because the music quality was already there. Why are you going to go to Los Angeles or Atlanta or New York and record in these big studios just so you can have the fucking picture? You understand what I'm saying? You're there because you were already good enough to be there, right? You were already good enough to be there.
Because they think they need it to get to the next level.
I got an artist right now that I helped build from the bottom up. Signed to DJ Mustard. We took him on a trip.
Mm-hmm.
We went out to go work with John Hart. And you guys remember Who Booty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we went out to go work with John Hart and Love Rants, and we were in L.A. Eric Bellinger and all these people were there. And we're all in the studio working. The songs came out so good that they were like, yo, let's go over here, introduce you to Mustard, YG, and these guys are over here. So we head out, and we offer. So now my manager is getting a co-management deal with this artist that we're working with because I just brought him out because I've been working with him for 2 years. The music's good. He signs to Mustard. He abandons us. He's been shelved for 5 years. He was supposed to come out when Tinashe was hot and when Janae was hot and then LMA, when all those people were like 4 or 5 years ago. It was in that. He's never dropped.
Yeah.
Because he changed the formula that got him there. And they gave him an advance and they took all of his money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That's how it goes.
that's the game, bro. If you already can make it with what you got,
Just do a distribution deal.
facts.
Just do that.
Yeah, give me a little bit of money people don't realize.
See, but the problem with doing that is then you got to do all of the work on your own.
Yep.
And the problem is people want to fast track it.
Yep.
And then when they fast track it, then if you fast track it, you got to do it their way. If you build up the buzz and you get your
Yep.
fans and you do that on your own,
You could
they'll
re-
come to you.
you could do it like Russ.
And you say, you know what? All I need you to do is just to distribute my music. That's it.
Do you guys know what it costs to get on the radio?
What, 5,000?
What do you think it costs to get on the radio?
I know Russ broke that down really good. I don't remember what the numbers is, but I don't even know if artists even need to get on the radio. But I'm gonna say 5 to 10.
5 to 10,000. So a national radio campaign is going to cost you $250,000 to $300,000.
See, there you go.
That's the national. That's the people that you hear on the radio. That's the budget. It's $250,000, $300,000.
And do you need to be on the radio?
You don't have to be on the radio
No,
because
not
you can
really.
playlist, right?
No, well, I'm saying as a label, they'll tell you,
Yeah.
oh, you have to get on the radio.
Yeah, but the
and most people want to hear themselves on the radio.
Of
So they
course.
say, okay, hey, yeah,
no,
250. Go up, put it down.
you know what doing so the difference between the radio and a playlist is a star and a superstar. That's the difference, right? So that bag can go from $1 million to $10 million just from the radio streams because now you're getting mechanical royalties from radio,
Yeah.
right? Versus just you're getting streams from But even if you're gonna go with to be streamed around the entire just the United States, it's gonna cost you $10,000 to $15,000 to hit the proper playlist to be on for 30 days.
And let's not even talk about Oscars or any
Yeah.
of that because all of that gets paid for. So that way, then you get the award
Exactly.
and then you get streamed more too.
So I just told you that if they give you $1 million advance, it costs you $300,000 to even be on the radio. You're broke before you turn in you're broke. You're broke. You're in the red before you turn in your finished product.
And your manager's taking anywhere between
20 and
3
30%.
to 10%. It may even
20%.
be higher than that. Then plus your lawyer's taking money. So I mean, it's a business. So we'll get we'll get maybe Q or somebody on here. Then we'll go.
You know
go
what?
through
We can because we got we got a lot of billboards this year. So so we know that these niggas are paying a lot of money. You can't even sit in Q Studio if you got billboards for less than $200 an hour. That's just what it is.
Make sure you keep your publishing.
All of
And
it.
make sure you know what you're doing before you get into the
Yeah,
business.
we should have Q. We should have Q come in here and we should have him break. We'll have Q and we'll have Art.
We gonna just have a whole series of episodes of how to buy a house,
Yeah.
how to do business,
Yeah.
all this. We gonna do all that because I think those are the things that people do want to hear. So
Yeah.
That's real.
Anyway, thank you for that music industry talk.
I love it. Got me excited.
It puts everything in perspective, doesn't it?
It does.
It shows you how broke you really are.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It shows you how
that's why the internet is so well, because you can just make a song, put it on YouTube, and just get your streams from there.
yeah. And then the labels are gonna hit you and be like, hey,
It's fine.
Hey, is Kidding still independent?
yes,
Cool.
yeah. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Him and like Kidding, Tech Nine. I did something with him last year, which was cool. Tech Nine is a genius.
I'll do something with Kidding.
It just takes more work.
It does.
It takes more work.
And you guys gotta remember, like, Tech Nine is like 55 years old.
Yeah.
E40 is still indie, and E40 is 55 years old.
And
50, 52,
It's
53.
the long game. It's anything that you do in life. There's a short game and there's a long game. If you're willing to do the long game, it's going to take more work, but it's more beneficial.
I'll tell you what, man. Anybody who's smart, man, that's really listening, man, like, learn how to invest. Find a way to make residual income doing something else. Have a regular job and use your residual income to fund your whatever you want to do. I don't care if it's you want to be a bakery or a barbershop or whatever. You cannot use your income that you live off of to run a business. Nope. It's never going to happen. So you have to be good at something else. You have to find ways to make money. Your money has to make money for you. And then once you get to that, you can throw all that money into what you really want to do. And that's how your money doubles, right? So if you want to be an independent artist, you got to have a realistic goal that you may only do 30,000. For 30,000 is better than 0,000.
Well, and 30,000 is better than doing 1 million streams, but you got to pay everybody.
Come on, man. I'm gonna tell you what. My album is at 1.2 mil. Mm-hmm. It's cost us about 7,500 to get it there, right? We made the money back twice over in royalties coming up, right? But that's what it costs. It costs. You got to play the game.
It costs to be the boss.
Guys,
It's not bad.
no, it's not. Not bad at all.
Costs to be the boss. All right.
Let's steal it.
You are rich.
6-figure nigga.
He is rich. He walked in the house today. It was like
That's the I got money look.
he's like,
What worries?
oh,
I'm on my third cup of champagne.
he's
y'all.
different.
I'm weak.
He's
Let
different.
me get
Can
let me get some more of that.
Oh, y'all need,
Yeah, we gonna top
we gonna celebrate.
top up.
He different, huh? Photo
All right.
be different now, huh?
He is.
Photo,
That's that money. That's that money in your pocket.
Photo-
When you got money in your pocket, man, you act different.
hey, Photo B stands for photo bands.
Snap those bands.
But you can't have a polygamous relationship if you ain't got money in your pocket.
Unless everybody's broke,
I'm done.
and you
No.
guys got
What y'all building?
No.
Air mattress.
hey,
That's why I gotta get my king size bed. You feel me?
hey, my boy called me yesterday. He was like, "Bro, I went on a date with this girl, man. She looked amazing online, got her life together, be everywhere. Bro, I took him home to an air mattress." This nigga called me like, "Bro, what I'm supposed to do?" I said, "Not sleep on the floor, fam. Get out of there."
Bruh. Have you bought a new mattress yet?
No, not yet.
Oh,
Not
man.
yet. I
Alright.
got
All
a few
these
things.
bands and still
Photo B don't stand for photo bed though.
priorities.
This nigga can do- Just at least get a bunk bed with two twins.
Nigga got on 3 chains.
Smash up
Just
top,
can't
sleep
go
on
to
bottom.
bed.
Three chains with diamonds in them though.
Can't go get a
Whoa.
damn mattress.
Hey, you see
I
that?
ain't finna
Hey, you
play
see
with
that new light right there? Guess how much that light cost?
That's where the money's going.
Guess what that light cost?
That's where the money's going.
I'm weak.
That nigga spent over $500, over $600 for that.
All right. We gonna go into the ones gotta go. Or
Rich
the
ass
question
nigga.
of the
Question
day.
of the day should be:
I don't even-
how do y'all feel about friend dates?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do this for the live. Okay.
No, let's do it now.
Do it now.
I might as well do it.
Let's do it now.
I mean,
You on
what
your
else
third
we
cup?
got?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Feel away.
We in a vibe. Let's go.
So to get a background, there was a post. Was it the guy put up?
Yeah.
And it was him and one of his female friends, and they were saying normalized friend dates, and they was all dressed up and snazzy, and she had her little, I won't say Sunday's best, cause
They was looking like they was going to prom. That's what it
right,
looked like.
right, exactly. And they was saying normalized friend dates. We know that's a real hot buzzword. Normalized.
Yeah, I hate that shit too.
God, I hate
Ain't
that.
nothing normal about the shit we living in.
So, how do y'all feel? Would you let your wife go on a snazzy friend date, Rob?
Look at nigga face. Earlier when this came up,
Well,
nigga-
because that's a different question. So, how do I feel about friend dates? I think this shit's stupid. That's the dumbest thing
I
ever.
think it's stupid. That boy.
If I'm going out with my friend to eat, we're just hanging out.
facts.
Right.
I'm hanging out.
Why do we got a title and put names on everything that we do?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Well-
no, she ain't going on no damn friend date. unless it's like a friend. Like, if you're going out to eat, that's cool. But no, she's not going out with no other dude dressed up like she about to go to prom. That's not happening.
So me and Photo B can't take her out
No,
as friends.
no.
As friends.
You know what y'all can do?
what?
Y'all can take her out.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can go get the unlimited mimosas or drinks or whatever and bring her back home. And I'm cool with that.
Because he's finna turn
That's
up.
a friend date.
We take her out on brunch.
I'm
We'll
cool
take
with
her
that.
out.
We get her drunk and come home early.
And
I got
bring her
dropped
home.
off. My guys at home.
Yes, I'm cool with that.
I'm weak. I think they do be trying to put new names on stuff that's just regular as
That's a
hell.
code
Like,
for them niggas to
That's
smash it.
like if you have a friend of the other sex, it's just kicking it. I don't be like, hey girl, let's go on a date. I be like, let's kick it, or let's go here, or let's go out to eat, let's go to happy hour. Like, I don't call it friend dates when it's my female friends. So why would I have to
don't
call
get
it a friend
what if
date?
they're friends with benefits? And
That's different.
That's definitely a friend date.
That's different then. But call it what it really is. Kicking
I think we need to distinguish friends in if you're in a relationship or if you're single,
it. Okay.
right? Because isn't it different? If you're in a relationship and you go out with a friend and call it a date, I think that's
definitely different.
definitely different.
What?
I think they're talking about friend dates when it's not actually in a relationship.
when they're single, right?
Right.
When both people are
I
single.
guess.
Yes.
That's still a date.
I would assume so.
That's
It's not a
what
It
date.
depends.
No,
It
it's
depends on the
not. No,
intention,
because
you know what I'm saying?
I hang out with my girls all the time. I ain't never been like, let's
just
go on a
hanging
date.
out.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Let's go on a
You
date.
ain't got to put the date title on it.
Because-
Nigga, if I say I'm taking you on a date, I got intentions.
Yeah, a date is a date. Like,
listen, I'm
leave
gonna
dating where it's at. A date.
Listen, I'm gonna do all this nice stuff to you, and you got 30 days. Clock starts now.
So who pays on the friend date?
That's Dutch.
It should be Dutch if it's a friend date.
So if the
Dutch.
friend asks them, the other friend on the friend date is still Dutch?
I'm asking for sex after that.
I mean, I don't go out with my homegirls.
Wait,
and pay
hold
for
on.
They shit.
Hold on, we gonna get to that. You said what?
I said I don't go out to happy hour with my homegirls and pay for their shit. Everybody pay for their own shit.
That's true. But if you ask a man on a friend date, you're still saying that it's still Dutch?
Yeah.
So you're expecting sex after this friend date? Is that what you're saying? If
Me?
you pay?
No, not if it's a friend. But if I'm going on a date and I'm paying for it, I expect sex.
But if it's a friend date, you're expecting
I wouldn't smash my friends. That's why they're friends, right? That's what makes them friends, right?
If you
Hold
go out on a date
Hold
and you
on.
pay, you ain't.
Hold on.
let's talk about it.
You
Hold
ain't-
on.
all you
Hold
should
on.
expect is the
No,
company
Steph.
of the person
No,
you
let's talk
invited
about
out.
it. Let's talk about it.
Hold on. Because he just started a whole nother
Because
conversation.
they're my friends. I wouldn't smash my friends.
You have never smashed a friend.
No, hell no. No, I don't think I've
Rob
ever.
got receipts.
No, I ain't got no
No,
receipt.
it's no
I
receipt.
can tell by
No,
his
no,
face.
because I got some.
Photo B has.
He
You
doesn't
put
smash
niggas on
friends. They're not
blast.
friends. He's smashing them. They can't be friends. They can't be just friends.
It changes after that.
It changes.
This
We can be
nigga.
friends.
And then
They're
what?
we're still friends with benefits.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you
still
gotta have
friends.
titles for that.
Well,
They still
friends with
friends.
benefits mean that you smashed.
Right.
I don't have any of
Still
those.
friends.
Not now. I'm not saying now. I'm saying in your career.
in your
Your
career.
whole career. What's your host stats?
Nigga said, show me the whole stats. Whole facts.
With your whole facts.
Print the whole facts.
I think.
Show me the whole facts.
Yeah, I probably smash a friend. Nah.
Yes, you have.
Not Raj, bro.
That's a lie.
Nah, not Raj.
He
bro.
got receipts. He
No,
know,
I just
he
know.
got
I just
somebody
know it's a
in
lie.
mind that he know.
No, it's not nobody in
He
mind.
know. He
It's
lied.
not nobody
He
in
probably
mind.
do know somebody.
Well, Sack is small.
I was about to say, Sack is
small.
so much smaller than y'all.
This is why I don't
think.
sleep with people from here.
That's why I ain't. You
This
can't
is
get
why.
on here capping because.
This is why.
Oh my
Sack
god.
small.
I know I've smashed a friend.
All right, hold up.
Oh Lord.
What's the definition of what makes a difference than anything else
Sack is small.
when it
What's
comes
it-
to like smashing a friend?
what's the
Because
difference- what do you
like
What's the difference between what? What you mean?
like smashing a friend and it not being a friend. Like, well, I don't honestly
Because when if
Wait,
you're
hold
gonna go
on.
out
Is
with
he,
him,
is he asking?
yeah, the difference.
No, is he asking if you smash a friend? are they not a friend after that? Is that what you're asking?
No, it's like what makes it different between smashing a friend and just smashing somebody that like you cool with.
Well, because nigga, you're asking the same question. Somebody you cool with and a friend is the same person.
No,
if you smash your friend, to me, I would just assume you always was interested.
that's different.
I mean, most of the time,
I don't think I've ever. I don't think.
Yeah.
That's why I said. That's why I can't. That's why I can't say that I've smashed. Like the people that I intended to be friends, I'm still friends with, and I haven't smashed. Now on the other side, I have intended to date people I smashed, and then it didn't work, and now we're friends. But the people that I intended to be friends, I never smashed.
Okay, so what about so say you wanted to smash somebody, and it just never happened.
I've never been friend-zoned in my life, bro. Don't even start with me.
Well, hold on, no, let him finish.
it just didn't happen and shit, and so y'all just ended up being cool, and then later down the line y'all smash.
That's never happened. Like if I didn't smash, if I had intentions to smash and I didn't smash, we're just not cool no more. Because then I don't want to be your friend. Because I wanted to be around you. I wanted to be around you to smash.
Well, okay, so look. All right, so
Hold on.
Facts.
Hold on. No, we need to rewind that.
You never.
Hold on. You said if you intended to smash,
Yeah.
And you didn't get
but
to.
you didn't smash,
Yeah. There's no reason to be around them.
then we can't be friends.
Yeah. There's no reason to be around them.
But you said that you don't smash your friends.
No. Friend was the wrong word to use there. No, but look. If I ever went after a girl for like dating with intentions to have like a sexual relationship or to like date, and then it didn't work out, I just don't have them around.
So you've never. Okay, that's fine.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not even gonna ask the question.
no, let's do it.
I've been in a situation where maybe we weren't clicking on a romantic level, and we just were better as friends, and we just kept it as friends.
I just don't want to be. I don't want to be around those people like that.
And that's fine. I'm saying
Yeah.
for me, I can only speak for myself. I've at first was maybe romantically interested, and when we went out on a date or two, we like, you know what? This is not working, like it's not clicking.
Yeah.
But we're better, like I see you better as like a brother or like a sister, and we're just cool.
For me, my friends, the friends that I have that I did smash were not intended to be friends, right? Like I smashed and then it was just like, it's not going to work, so we're still cool. But as far as like going on a friend's date, I've never gone on a date that I wanted to smash somebody and then we just didn't work and I just kept fucking with them.
What?
Not even on a friend level. Not
No.
even like being cool.
Nah, because I don't want to. Like if I can't
So
fuck,
if you
then I don't
can't
want you
get
around.
sex,
Yeah,
Oh
get out of
Then
here.
everything else is off the table.
Yes. Because that was my initial intent. So that's what I'm gonna keep.
I'm gonna just
I
act like
understand.
I didn't hear that, so y'all don't drag me for not engaging in
Hey.
what he just said.
Hey.
I just ain't got the energy.
Steps of
but I
Rajeo's
don't
opinion
agree.
does
Let me
not
put that on the on the
does
record.
not.
I don't agree with shit he just said.
If I started out with intentions to try to be romantic with somebody and date somebody, and it
understand.
doesn't
We
work,
understand what you're saying. We saying
yeah,
it's trash.
You can say whatever you want. You can
That's
say
all
what,
we just
you
clarifying.
can say why is it trash?
I'm
Because
just
why is it
clarifying that I
why
think
is
it's
it why is
trash.
it trash? Because I don't want to hang out with somebody who's not interested in me like that. That's what makes me trash. Because I don't want to keep being around somebody I'm interested in like that, and they're not interested like me. Why is that trash? I feel like that just makes sense to me. If I want you in a romantic way and you don't want me back, that's the only way I'm going to look at you. So why is it trash that you don't want me and I let you go?
So are you? So hold on.
I see what he's.
I understand what he's saying,
I
but
understand what he's saying,
then
but
that.
the whole if I don't get to smash,
It's not just about
It's not about
smashing, but
smashing,
it's a
it's
whole
about-
romantic thing.
But
Thank
so,
you,
but
bro.
let me ask
Thank
you this.
you.
So
Thank
we
you.
all. Oh, I ain't gonna say we all.
No, so include yourself.
I'm gonna ask the question. No, I'm gonna ask it because I don't want to assume. I don't want to assume. So are we not friends with any of our exes?
Yeah, I already said I'm friends with. I'm friends with some of my exes.
So is it to me that's in the same ballpark?
but
right?
it's different though,
it's different because he don't want them either.
right?
They don't want him.
And I don't
he
want them either. Right. That's
It's
why that.
mutual.
I got you.
That was
Okay.
my point earlier. Like
That's
if we
different.
smash, if we try to
If
date
you-
or whatever,
if you've already done it. I
right?
got you.
And then it's like we fell off because you be mad and shit, and then
I got you.
and then you come back.
I
and it's
just
cool.
I just needed some clarification.
yeah,
That's all.
I just don't find the pleasure in me wanting someone. And
No,
then-
you killed it with it. If I don't get the fuck, you gotta.
But
like,
well,
what?
that's the thing though. It's not just about sex. I mean, that's
Well,
what we
that's
were,
how you was
But that's
phrasing
the words we were using. We were using smash. But
Mm-hmm.
it's more for me like if I am romantically interested in someone and it doesn't pan out that way, then and you don't want me like that. Then
well,
what's
that
the point?
sounds better than if I
If I'm
can't
not
smash.
smashing,
You
then I
gotta
wanna-
go.
But I understand what
Y'all
you're
say
saying.
whatever
I
you want.
understand
Hey,
what
make
you're
it the
saying.
clip so they
I
can
understand what you're saying.
Kevin Samuels me and come listen to the whole thing.
You're saying that intention will not go away.
Yes,
So I won't be able to
right.
be friends
I don't
with
want to
you
just be
after the
friends
fact.
with you if
I got it.
I'm like, damn man, like everything about her is dope. I want to be.
Well, so a lot of niggas ain't gonna do that. A lot of niggas just gonna act like they your friend.
But I'm not no weak ass nigga
and
like
then
that. So
come
nigga,
out the
I'm
woodworks
fucking,
inappropriately.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that though. That's weird as fuck to me.
But what Steph is saying is that, and we don't gotta try to psychoanalyze this. What Steph is saying is that then what you're really saying is the only thing that you wanted was sex.
that's not what I'm saying.
No, I know.
Well,
I know.
once you rephrased it.
No, I know. I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
now we got better context.
Okay,
The way it sounded was the
If
only
I don't
thing that
fuck, I don't wanna be-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. Since we're on the subject, there are some people that all of us have just wanted to smash.
Yeah.
So niggas is sitting
Right,
at the
so, but
table
you
acting
never-
acting like it doesn't happen.
But you didn't want romance. There was no romance or no intention
Yeah,
past just the sex.
yeah, everybody's had that before.
No, I know.
Yeah,
But what
well,
I'm saying
trying
is
to
there
act
was
like it
there was
doesn't
not going
happen.
to be no friendship or no relationship regardless.
Either way, right.
Right.
But in this situation, what I was talking about is if I'm romantically, because we're talking about friends date, right? If I'm romantically interested in you, I'm not going to keep going on friend dates with your ass.
I understand.
That's just lopsided to me. And now I look like a sucker. You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
gonna say that ain't that the definition of a simp?
Exactly why I won't do it.
Didn't
Exactly.
We defined
I'm
that
not
a couple
doing-
episodes
Thank
ago.
you.
of
Hey,
nigga that
listen,
knows
listen.
a girl don't want him and they still put
Listen,
in.
same energy, bro, and
Energy?
and it wasn't even like intended to sound like I don't want to be a simp. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
that's
taking
real.
you out to eat and shit. You know I like you, nigga, and you fucking was just hook me on, and I gotta listen to you talk about your nigga or talk about your boyfriend and shit. You got me fucked up. Pass me a glass of water in the check.
Check, please.
I'm done.
So you like me? Yes or no?
I'm done.
Put on a note, piece of paper and shit. Check mark.
Anyway, man, that did sound hella bad though. The first one.
That's
I said
your
it,
bad.
though. It's
As long
all
as you
good.
know.
Make it a clip.
It'll be a clip.
Accountability.
Let's get it
Proud of
popping. Thank you.
That's why I was like, I just want to go on record because I don't feel like going all into detail and dragging you, but I don't agree.
you. Nah, I remember there was a few girls that at first that wasn't giving me no play and shit. Then kind of went on a disappear mode and all of a sudden popped up and then.
Because you started
Got it.
popping. That's why they came back.
Oh, that actually before. That was before I was barely photo B.
When you're
He was photo.
when you're viewed
Lowercase b.
when you're viewed as exclusive, then your desire, people want you.
What
more.
is the conversation I had with you guys yesterday on the call?
What's the
Said the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Said the same
it
thing.
is supply and demand.
Well,
If you are easily accessible, then to some people you are less attractive. If you are less accessible, then people know that they have to do more
that's
to get
why
to
I'm
you.
popping out these streets, because I'm not accessible.
That's
I'm
why
not
people.
acceptable.
I'm not accessible.
You
I'm
married.
not accessible, and I'm not popular.
Even so what?
But
Married or
people-
not?
because you
people
set,
will like
you
her.
set strong boundaries.
Facts. People
You set
exactly.
strong
Good key.
boundaries.
That's the
Yeah.
right. You can't just be around me like doing whatever the fuck you want, or I just don't accept any type of energy or any type of. And on top of that, like I told you guys yesterday, when I'm getting phone calls from people and our names are all over the place, right? And and like I said, I don't think about it. I don't think about us like that, like everybody else thinks about us, because we just us, right? And we've been friends and we've been rocking. I know you my whole life. You know what I'm saying? But when your name comes up in like 8 different circles, then I'm like, this nigga out here popping. And somebody call me
I ain't
like,
popping.
somebody call me like,
Steph, you popping.
no, you popping for sure. Niggas know who you are. You might not know.
Your
but-
name pops up more than what
Facts.
you think it does.
Well, as long as it ain't bad shit.
No, it's
Nah.
all good.
No, it is. But that's the thing. Like, you know how many people have to listen to us for us to chart?
Yeah, that's true.
The podcast is charting.
Charting, we out here.
Charting. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, I mean, that is the reality of it for me. So if you are romantically involved and I'm not giving you any attention, you should just go. I'm keeping the same energy on both sides.
Oh shoot, I see what's coming up next.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
They actually scored it. I thought we had.
I wasn't keeping score.
Thank you. I thought we
I
had
was just
all
enjoying
agreed that
myself.
we wasn't keeping score for this versus.
I was just enjoying myself. All right, so internet wins again,
Yeah. My bad, guys.
where we talk about the most trendingest topics that are on the internet. First topic we're going to talk about, because we're going to just get right into it. We're going to talk about the Earth, Wind, and Fire versus Isley Brothers battle on Versus.
Anybody? Do we want to give our first initial reactions of who we thought won, since people was actually
I
scoring?
didn't care.
I feel like
so
that-
y'all
I
can
feel-
skip me.
I
I
feel
didn't
like
care.
I feel like my parents won. That's what I feel like. My parents won for sure.
I feel like Ron Isley won.
Ron Isley won. For real.
He went in that life, bro. His beard won.
When I grow up, I want to be just like him.
And Steve Harvey lost.
Darkwing
That nigga had the old Goofy movie suit on.
It was a nice suit though. You know, Steve gonna come dressed.
And they changed. I was like, okay, y'all did a little outfit change.
Little 30-minute intermission.
First thing I was thinking when I saw, I wonder how much cologne is up on that damn stage.
It's cologne.
You know it was strong as
hell. J curl juice in the beard, nigga. S curl. Cigars and S curl.
My allergies right now. Just think about all of that.
And the cigar smoke, all that.
All of that.
Nigga, is that wood?
I'm like
Woodson?
Smelling like old fashioned up there.
Brute. That whole stage smelled like brute.
Yeah. So Billboard scored the battle. 16-10-4. The Isley Brothers won.
Yep.
Oh.
I had the Isley Brothers winning too.
I thought it was a lot closer than that, but you know,
It
I wasn't
Isley
really keeping
Brothers
score.
for me.
I
love EWF, but I feel like Isley Brothers is it's a different kind of, like they were saying online, they were saying Isley Brothers make music for black men that got a second family. It's just a different kind of vibe. Like EWF is that feel good, but the Isley Brothers is that just extra smooth ass vibe.
It was smooth.
A second family.
But Earth, Wind and Fire, I mean, again, Earth, Wind and Fire is classic. I grew up, like my dad was a big Earth, Wind and Fire fan. So I grew up on that music. So I might be a little impartial.
We listen to the Isley
It's going to be hella Capricorn babies.
A lot.
Bruh.
It doesn't matter.
That verse was a whole vibe.
It doesn't matter when you listen to the Isley Brothers. Somebody getting pregnant for sure.
When Between the Sheets dropped, I was like,
Tyson, where you
to
at?
my company, I was like, what y'all finna get into?
So what y'all finna do?
Like, it is too much of a vibe, and y'all just still in
Y'all
here.
got to go. Yeah, I got to
Actually, let me cut off the verses until you leave.
She's like, look, this gonna be on the playlist, right?
So hey, and let me give a shout out. Triller app was a win.
Oh yes.
Oh man, the Triller app was
Yes.
that
First
was
of all,
the way.
the setup,
That was the way to watch
it was
it.
nice.
Good.
Instagram was cool, but the
Nah.
Triller app, that was the way to go. So I
I didn't get
downloaded the
bumped
Triller app.
out.
No
No time
limit.
I feel like the set was nice as hell.
HD.
Right.
Man.
I was able
Clear.
to pull it up on the laptop, connect to the TV, straight from
Man.
Triller.com. Oh boy.
That
Full
was
screen.
a good
Wide.
move.
That was a good
That
move.
was
Good
great.
move and
Good
a good
move.
deal.
And
was.
we're supporting the investors that are investing, which is not all,
Majority.
minority. So
Yeah.
it was a win-win for me.
It was lit.
Obviously, we all enjoyed ourselves. I watched it with my dad, actually. So it was like a nice generational gap. You know, talk about. I didn't know Earth, Wind, and Fire had
many
a
groups.
female
I didn't know that either.
group member.
I think I felt like I did
I didn't know that.
I didn't know
like
that.
a while ago.
And that guitar was, woo, that guitar was on fire.
Lit.
Ugh.
I
So-
was like a vibe.
It was a vibe. So the question we're going to ask before we move on to the next topic is, because there was some controversy with the Isley Brothers playing R. Kelly music at the end. Obviously, we all enjoyed the battle, but did that leave a bad taste in anybody's mouth?
I think my thing was fuck you, Kelly. Fuck some shit up. He did.
R. Kelly. R. Kelly did fuck it
He
up.
fucked a lot of shit up. I mean,
Yeah.
like there was a lot of good music that is no longer available.
To us.
Exactly.
Or to you.
No,
Some-
to anybody. Anything
Well,
he's featured on or
no,
whatever is what
some
he's saying,
people,
right?
Some people don't. Some people do not believe that.
well,
I mean,
I feel like it
overall-
gets sticky with the
overall-
features
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
the artist is. Are you supporting that artist? Or are you supporting R. Kelly?
correct.
So I feel like that's where it gets a little bit sticky at.
It's entangled.
It's an entanglement because it's like I'm
It's all
supporting
entangled.
like with the whole B2K tour when they was talking about taking out some of and I'm like, bruh, we paying too much money
Right.
for y'all to take out y'all main shit.
it becomes the question comes up of, are you supporting the music or are you supporting the artist?
Yeah, and it does
Or
get a
can
little
you separate
sticky.
the two?
when he's featured.
Because to me, it's like, as a writer, you're usually writing from the artist's point of view. So, yeah, I heard that too. So, so for those that like, for the Ron Isley stuff or for the R. Kelly stuff, is like contagious. It's like, are you going to not listen to that artist because he wrote it and produced it, but does it? I mean, it does get sticky.
It do.
Because whose idea was it? We don't know. Like, there's too much gray area. I didn't like it, but I understood why they played it because it's his song. So all I did was I just turned it off.
I didn't.
I just turned it off.
I
So for
didn't.
those two records, for the Contagious and for the what's the other record?
You cut it off when Contagious came
The
on?
Mr. Biggs, whatever. I just turned it off, but then I turned it
The
back on that
Busted?
towards the end. Busted. There you go. I'm sorry.
I ain't turn it off.
I turned it off.
I supported Ron. You feel me?
I support Ron too, but I was supporting him for the whole battle. So just for those two
I
records,
support Ron too. We got the same first name.
yeah. So, and you know what? I think that's your personal decision.
Yeah,
I'm
again.
not going to be mad at you for listening. I'm not going to be mad at you for not listening.
Right.
If it's an R. Kelly song itself, I feel a little different.
Yeah, no, I don't listen to
But
that.
for songs that are produced or written by him, a good writer will write it from the artist's perspective. When I'm listening to R. Kelly music, I know that this is from his perspective. So for me, it's to me it's a little bit different.
You know that he's touching.
Well,
I was actually surprised that I thought they weren't. So I was surprised that they played it, but again, I mean, it's his song, whether whoever it was produced or written by. So I mean, I wasn't mad at it.
right.
And I mean, it was dope. Like I said, they said he was one of the first. They were one of the first artists to play something from hits from the 70s, 80s, 90s, the 2000s.
That's
like
crazy.
that was the first ever. So I mean, just to me shows the longevity of their careers to have that many damn albums and hits over that span of time, and to be able, because again, music has changed, and the fact that you were able to evolve and still be able to put out bangers is a testament to the talent.
Facts.
So
Facts. I agree.
I
totally
respected
agree.
that aspect of it for sure.
Yeah, so I'm not mad at them for playing it. I wasn't expecting it, but you know, those are their songs, and we as consumers, we got to realize there's like 20, usually like 15 to 20 people that are involved with like a song.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean, are we going through every single person that was problematic and then saying, "Oh, well, just because they had a part to play in this song, I'm not listening to it"? I mean, that's your personal conviction. I'm not going to tell you that you should or you should not.
Show business.
It's your business. R. Kelly's music, I don't support because I know directly who is benefiting the most, and I understand that from a writer standpoint, most times you're writing from your perspective. And as a child molester, a lot of your love music I cannot rock to, because if you are molesting children, then of course it's going to cross my mind. So
My thing with the only issue I've ever had with people that listen to R. Kelly music is their reasoning behind it and some of the stuff that they say in defense of it. And I'll be like, your mindset kind of weird, bruh. Like, the way they try to explain it out, I don't be liking that. I'm gonna keep you away from my kids.
right. Facts.
That's really would be my issue with it.
Right. Okay. So we are going to go on. Oh God. Okay. We're going to go on to the next topic.
Oh Lord.
Oh, let me pull up the clip.
Wait, who y'all got for Method Man versus
Oh, I'm
Redman?
sorry. That's another one of those battles. So that's going to be on for 420, right? Obviously, How High and the weed smoking and all that other stuff.
That's a good idea.
So for 420 for Method Man and Redman, that's another one that I'm just going to enjoy. I'm not scoring it. I'm not keeping track. They're a duo. They've been, I don't have who I want to win. If I had to pick one that I would identify with the most, probably be Method Man. But
I agree.
I think that he has the bigger records.
Yeah,
But I'm just gonna enjoy it.
I'm gonna go with Method. But
Method
it's gonna
Man.
be lit.
It'll be lit, obviously.
I'm excited for this one.
I'm surprised we don't know any other songs.
Yeah, he young.
Yep.
Break up the makeups.
Woo.
Pull it up.
It's lit.
That's probably my favorite Method Man song. That's 90s music too. All right, cool. So now we can get on to the topic I was saying we're going to get on. So let me pull up the clip. So we're going to talk about cheating respectfully.
Cheating respectfully. Pull it up. Pull it
Yeah.
up. Man, this just blew my mind.
Where's my screen grab? There it is. All right, we turned up. All right, so Steph, can you give us a background of this? So this is coming from
I don't know
somebody
her.
that's on Love and Hip Hop.
I don't know her or what
No,
show this is.
Bad Girls Club season 9
That's what she was
and
on?
Love and Hip Hop. So she was on both. Okay,
I don't
cool.
know who she is, but she a fool. But basically she was let's just call a spade a spade. But basically she was explaining, the reasonings behind why she would leave her man, and she was saying that cheating was not one of them, and she brought up her philosophy on what she believes is acceptable cheating.
Okay.
So
Okay, sis,
play the
preach. Go ahead, preach, sis.
We're going to play the clip.
Because she can't be more special than me.
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh, I got to rewind. I'm sorry, y'all.
I never tell my man, like, oh, you can go cheat on me.
So cheating respectfully to me is cheating where I don't find out, is having control over your other women, is using condoms and not having babies. Like, cheat respectfully, because believe it or not, your man is cheating. But I'm not leaving my man over a one-night stand with a period.
I will only leave my man for three things. You bring me home an STD, you have a baby on me, or if you gay. Everything else is work-outable for me.
Yeah.
Like, period.
I used to say that there was levels to cheating.
It's
So,
levels.
you can get sucked. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
But, don't bite a bitch nut and don't make her feel special.
You can't even do that.
Don't make
have
her
no baby
feel
on
more
me.
special than me.
Because she can't be more special than
Right.
me.
Damn, that's crazy.
All right. Reactions.
Like I said, girl, you ain't dumb, you plumb dumb. I cannot. And this is what I be fighting against of these mindsets. I feel like all of the stuff that we see on the internet is to get women to accept these types of mindsets that men can't control themselves, that they can't be satisfied with one woman, that you could be doing all of this and he's still going, you know what I mean? Like all of those different narratives literally come down to women thinking like this, like, at least he come home, he didn't bring me no ST. Like, the bar is in hell at this point. Like, it's sad. Like, sis, did you say just as long as she ain't more special than me? The fact that she exists should be enough. Like, I can't.
Can't what?
I can't accept this type of mindset, and I can't accept the fact that women truly believe that men cannot be monogamous. And I feel like it says a lot about your self-worth.
You hear Steph?
That you willing to accept this.
I got you.
Follow me. What do
You ain't
think?
worth it. You ain't worth a nigga just
Being faithful.
being
I got you.
the minimum.
What do I think?
Oh, I know where this is going.
I guess it depends on a lot of people have that mentality because what they see is actually important. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't see like physical to be as big of a deal breaker than being emotionally tied to somebody. So they'd be like, okay, it's sex, just sex, just physical and shit like that. Some people look at it like that. That's just that.
Men?
right? No, even women.
No, but I'm saying women will do, but men, come on now.
Oh, men? No, that's different.
Exactly. Y'all
but-
don't give a
but
damn.
like I said, like,
if
no,
we
but-
physically cheat,
but
y'all
no,
ain't
here's the
gonna be
thing,
like,
though.
you don't mean that much.
At the same time, too, that's a general statement. Some people, even men, don't see that as that big of a thing. That's why a lot of people are. There are still people who are in open relationships that way. There are those people who have those mindsets. So it's not like it's everybody thinks this way or everybody doesn't think that way. There are those people who think that way, and the people who think that way have to be with somebody who also think that way. So that way, there's no issues, there's no jealousy, there's no problems and shit. Because all relationships can work if you're in that right mindset.
So let me ask this question: is being in an open relationship cheating?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we're clear on that.
And that's different than what she's saying.
Well, no, it's not.
Because she obviously not willing to be in an open relationship.
She's definitely in an open
She don't
relationship.
think, she don't think she is.
It's-
She's
no, no,
definitely
no.
in one.
No.
She doesn't think. She don't
So-
think that's what it is.
Right.
So weren't you in a situation with somebody who was like,
Yeah, like for somebody's.
yeah, who was like, as long as I don't know, as long as you don't bring down the back.
Oh, no,
'Cause
no,
I know.
no. Okay, listen.
Not you saying that.
I told them.
He hit him with the drink.
I told them. But how I feel about this, it's simple logic.
Uh-huh.
If these are the rules that she's setting forth, he's not cheating.
He's not.
He's definitely not cheating. If you say it's okay for me to sleep with whoever I want.
That's not what she said. At the beginning, she said, "I'm not just gonna tell my man you can
what
cheat
did
on me."
What did you say she was
But
stupid?
cheat respectfully if you do.
You said she was stupid.
Oh, she definitely is.
Okay, so let's keep that narrative. What she's saying is, it's okay if I don't. It's only cheating after you get caught. So what you're saying is, it's not cheating as long as you don't get caught. And if that's how she wants to live her life, I respect it. I wouldn't be with nobody like that, but it's not cheating. Technically,
Because if
it's
she
not
think
cheating.
Well,
like
it
that-
is cheating.
No, it's
just
not.
it's cheating respectfully.
No, it's not.
Exactly. She
But
put a name
but
on it.
so
Yeah.
so like
She
if
gave
you
it a
go
name
into
and said it
if
was
you go
cheating.
into a polygamous relationship and you're like, this is polygamy, and then you sleep with the other person, it's not cheating because you knew that it was
Because
polygamy.
you agreed to it.
Because they be having rules too.
But that's what I'm saying.
That,
So
you
her
know,
rules.
They have rules before they, you know what I mean?
Right.
So if you
Right.
go outside of those rules, you did technically.
So but her rules,
Right.
but her so exactly. So if you, that's exactly what I'm saying. So in her rules, if I don't catch you, and you don't have a baby, and you're not gay, then it's not cheating.
It is cheating. It's just cheating respectfully.
She's stupid.
She's
hate
distinguishing levels of cheating. She's not saying it's not cheating.
The
She's saying-
niggas that she's talking
It's cheating,
about,
but it's not rule breaking.
it's not rule.
well,
break-
and she's saying that there's a respectful way to cheat and there's a disrespectful
Well,
way. to cheat.
there's not.
So it's still cheating.
It's still
just-
cheating.
It's all
there's a
disrespectful.
respectful way to
I'm
do it.
just doing
If
something
you tell
respectfully.
if you tell me if we're in a relationship and you're like you can sleep with whoever you want as long as I don't know, I would never feel like I was cheating.
But I don't think she said that though.
yeah,
That's
she,
exactly what she said. Don't
No.
let me
She
find
cl-
out.
she clarified at the
she
beginning.
said if you are going to cheat,
Don't let
at
me
least
find
be
out.
what I took it from it was be considerate enough to do it respectfully.
Consider it enough to respectfully cheat.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Well, and paraphrasing, that's what she's saying.
That's the ultimate all pass.
So is it cheating
but
if you
it's-
have a hall pass?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's
As
no
long-
a hall. No, look. So hall pass is different.
Nah,
A hall
she
pass-
gave the whole relationship
No,
pass.
It's not cheating.
but,
it's
She
not
got the whole.
cheating
She's
until
like,
get
you
caught.
know what? Fuck it. Go to college.
Hall pass is, you know what? Maybe we're not on the same sexual level. If you want to go sleep with somebody else, then you have my blessing. That's a hall pass. That's different. She's saying, I'm not giving you the green light to cheat, but if you are going to cheat, do it respectfully. Don't bring shit back to me.
Yeah, see that butt disregarded everything before it.
No,
Yes, it did.
no.
I don't think
But-
there's many men that would hear that type of mindset and then not think that, well, shit, I might as well.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, for what she says, she's not saying she wants to be cheated on. She's saying if you do, at least don't bring back an STD. Don't do it with a guy. Don't be gay, and don't have a child out of what you're cheating. That's what she's saying, because she's saying that that's going to affect her.
Yeah, she's pretty much saying just be smart about it.
She's
don't,
just-
don't have me
yeah.
out here looking stupid.
Yes.
You look stupid right now.
Well, yeah, she does.
Okay. So you want me to wait to make you look more stupid? Cool.
Don't make me look stupid,
Bro,
publicly.
if my girl looks me in the face and be
Public.
like, if she says, okay, look, bro, I understand that you are who you are, and just don't let me know. Guys trip every weekend.
That's sick to me. That mindset is just crazy to me.
But
That-
I think
Why do we think that men just are so uncontrollable?
I think that there's also
Because
levels to that shit too, though.
The tier of men that she's dealing with
Are rich as fuck.
feel
And,
like that they have the entitlement to be able to do
right,
that.
bingo, and that's exactly what I was gonna
And
say.
she's willing to accept it because she's getting taken care of.
And she
financially.
wants to continue to
And
play
say
in that
that
field.
part.
So that's exactly what I was gonna say. Exactly what I said. There's levels to this shit. You took the words right out of my mouth, because you can't do. A girl's not gonna take this from a broke. Well,
Yeah, they do.
a broke chick.
We
would,
see
definitely.
as long as he come home, he know where home is. It's some of them.
I just watched one of the most prominent man bashing, relationship bashing people out here that I've seen in years. Just be like, he knows where home is, and it hurt my heart because they didn't keep the same energy.
Talking about Derrick Jackson?
Nah, somebody out here in this city.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk
I'm
about
to
it.
say,
I
she
see that
didn't
he
say-
know where home is, and he
Yeah.
know where home is
Yeah.
because the other girls won't let them stay with
Yeah.
him. That's why he know where home is.
But it hurt my.
you the only dummy.
It always hurts my feelings when people tell other people what they should do, and then it happens to them, and they be like, you
I don't know what to do.
She was
I
so.
hate it.
Let me say this. I think a part of that conversation that we don't talk about is I think you can overcome cheating.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
She said that there's some things that we can overcome. But habitually, you cannot. If
Cheating,
it was,
but having the mindset of somebody could cheat respectfully to me is not saying if he cheats, I'm willing to try to get over it.
Correct.
It's just I feel like she's trying to rationalize what she feels like is the inevitable, and I feel like people try to do that because it helps them to cope with what the situation is or what it could possibly be.
and it takes the sting out of he cheated because it was something I did.
Exactly.
So, and I think you see that a lot with ball players.
And the truth is, it's
with-
mostly not something that she did.
because a lot of the women that date ball players or are intimately involved with ball players, there's the wives club that will tell them he's going to cheat on you, and you either can get this money and shut up, or you're going to make a big old fuss and he's going to drop you and he's going to find somebody else who's willing to deal with it. And when you have that amount of power, and we're going to talk about this next, that your income does give you an affordability to be able to do some of the things that most other men cannot do. If you are making millions upon millions of dollars, women that want to be in that circle are going to be willing to put up with certain things, and some women are not. And the women that are not, because they're in the 1% or whatever, 2%, whatever, they're going to say, okay, you don't want to deal with it? Bye. And I'll
Well,
find somebody else.
it-
So you
it
have
is.
to, we all know what we're getting into. Most of us know what we're getting into. And then if you don't know what you're getting into, you know what you're into by the time you're in it. So it's what it boils down to is, what is your self-value? And if you are willing for a man to do that, then that's your business.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question.
But when you say that and you say you can do this, but at least don't do this, what you're really saying is, we all know what's going to end up happening.
Yeah.
The very thing that you're saying not to do it's already a slippery slope. It's going to end up happening.
But you know what's crazy is that I feel like if you're in an open relationship, that doesn't mean you value yourself less. But
That's not open.
well, that's what I was gonna say. But
Yeah.
when it comes to this specific situation where you're like, if you want to cheat respectfully, I feel like you've lessened the value of yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like
I think I would never apply something to someone that it wouldn't be reciprocated, because I doubt he's gonna be like, well, as long as you cheat respectfully too, like, girl.
yeah, but you see, but if
he
you
ain't
look,
gonna let you do that
yeah,
shit.
but again, like
That's
you
true.
said, the levels. This is why I really like the emergence of Kevin Samuels, because even though these are really hard conversations for people to have, and they may not be right. A lot of people don't agree with that. But when you start dealing with certain levels of men, then you get this. When you start dealing with certain levels of women, then they accept less. You know what I'm saying? And so it really does. When women are more successful and they have businesses running and going on, they don't accept shit from niggas, because I don't need you. I got this on
We
my
don't
own.
accept shit when we ain't got shit.
Shit, you crazy. I've been watching these chicks get ran like a volleyball team right now. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
and let's not generalize. There's certain groups.
Okay, but we're having
I don't give a damn what I got.
Again, though,
Because y'all complain about, y'all sit up here and talk about women not having all of this other stuff, but the expectations being high, because we don't give a damn. My value is still what it is of who I am as a person.
Yeah, but you say you say that for your own person and the group of people you're around, but then you got these people on TV that are blatantly and clearly against what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? They have a different set of values, because to them, what they value more than self-worth and respect is a yacht and a Birkin, and they value Dior bags, and they value airplane trips and private flights, so they can clout chase, like we talked about a little bit earlier. They are willing to deal with more of the emotional distress and the torment, so that they can get the praise from the people that can't do it.
Or as long as they're taken care of.
As long as they're taken care of. And that's their value. Their value is, at least I don't have to work.
I know a few people like that.
That's true.
Good for them.
And that's your decision. But in your decision, you are going to have to deal with the consequences.
Facts.
And that's when we talk about taking
That's
accountability.
all we ever talk about.
You are only going to take what you allow. And if you allow it, then it's a slippery slope. When you say cheat respectfully, at some point, human nature is you're going to want more. So even if you are cheating with the condom, then it's going to be like, oh, I want to take the condom off. Or it's going to be, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Or then it's going to be, so you can't, if you're going to subscribe to this thinking, just realize that the rule that you put in place is going to probably be broken eventually. So.
Yeah. I'm not here.
We've all been there where it's oh, we can do this, but don't do that. And then by
We
the time
all
we
know
look up,
the saying. Shoot, you let a nigga slide and they gonna start figure skating. That's just how it go.
and I mean that's
Figure eight
that's
rungs
what it
hoes.
is a bit.
Come on now.
So, did we get the question answered? Did everybody answer the question?
What was the question?
What was the question?
It don't even
question
matter. She's
was-
dumb as fuck. Is
Right.
what Steph is saying.
Is there okay? That was the question. Is there such thing as cheating respectfully?
No.
Okay, Steph said no.
Yeah, if you
Yes.
cheat within the rules.
Yep.
Rajeo said yes.
Hey, look, if
Well,
you
he said
if
yes.
you tell me, if you give me a specific way to cheat and I follow the dynamic, then I'm respecting your wishes.
Okay. I say no. But
Thank you.
all right.
You
Of
know
course,
all-
we already knew y'all wasn't gonna agree, but she clearly said
And
what was
that's fine.
acceptable to her. She clearly said what was acceptable to her.
Yeah.
I'm
and
talking about
and-
what's acceptable to me, and I feel like there's no way to cheat respectfully.
Yeah, I think we were personally
okay.
answering
Well,
the
if we're talking, I'm thinking about we're just talking about her.
Well, I mean,
And-
I think
and-
generally
and I
it's,
think-
it's a two-part question.
and I
So
think, yeah.
for you personally, obviously, the answer probably be no. For her,
Facts.
I'm
Facts.
still gonna say no.
For
because
me,
she can say that. She can say whatever she wants to say on camera.
But
the
that-
bottom
that
line
hurt
is
is
when
hurt.
she finds
That
out,
hurt is hurt.
she gonna be feeling some kind of way.
but
Exactly.
but the hurt is not the question. The question is, are you cheating respectfully? And if someone gives you a game plan and a rule book for how they would like you to cheat, if you need to cheat and you follow the rules, it's respectful, whether it hurts or not. That's the cold hard truth.
She thinks that's going to lighten the blow, and she thinks that setting her, mind frame around this is going to prepare her. It's not.
But that's not for
It
us
ain't.
to decide. The question is it respectful? Yes. If someone gives you a guideline on how to cheat on them and you follow the rules, you've respected their wishes.
I don't know. It's kind of you can't say I don't want to be cheated on, but if you're gonna cheat, at least do it respectfully. That's still disrespecting you because you said you didn't want to be cheated on.
But then she gave the permission slip. But if you must, this is how I would like you to do it.
She want to still feel
See,
special.
that question,
That never really ends well.
that,
but
that statement had a semicolon, fam.
if that's what she wants to do, if you like it, I love it. I'm not in a relationship. I could really care less. Bottom line is you ain't gonna respectfully.
It's
cheat
still
on me.
it's still gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt the same. It's gonna
Yeah,
respectfully
because
hurt.
then it's gonna be, oh, was she prettier than me? What did she have that I didn't have?
Oh, but
there's always that. Like I can't.
But you
stand-
know that statement in itself, you're
and
talking
like,
about insecurities. It stems from insecurity.
Even in an open relationship, we gotta really have, because I think we get into this vein where polygamy, open
I'ma have-
relationships with threesomes, all this other stuff starts to become like. And I'm not saying that if you subscribe to that, then that's fine. But what I'm saying is there's still feelings that come with what you are accepting when you
Right.
see somebody that you're in
Absolutely.
love with doing something with somebody else that you may not.
Absolutely.
And again, that's how they.
Hey.
If you like it, I love it. I'm not even going to.
Denial has made a lot of people get through some hard times.
If you like it, I love it.
And I got people, like he has people that are into that life, and we can have them come on the show.
You ain't gonna respectfully cheat on me. That's
Look,
what
I
I'm
know
gonna tell you.
some people who enjoy watching their mate be pleased by somebody else.
I post,
They like
I
watching them
posted
do
on
that
right.
way.
I post.
Oh, come on now.
I posted. Remember, I posted
people
on
that been on
Facebook.
Pornhub. We know people
I
be
post.
doing
I,
that.
I posted on Facebook that dude asked me to fuck his wife.
Look, I got asked the same question.
That's weird, fam.
It is weird.
Yeah, and let's not. I guess that's what I'm saying. Let's not normalize that.
Yeah, that's weird,
That's
bro.
not. That's not normal.
Hey, bro, I've been.
Well, they say do not.
He
cheat.
called
It's
me.
hey, yeah, same. I was gonna say that. Hey,
And
don't kink shame.
and you know what? And it always be white boys.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, can
facts.
you?
No.
Can you bang my wife?
No.
No,
That's
he
not-
didn't even say bang.
that's
Can you,
not-
I want to see you drill my wife.
That's not. It's not only a white
Nigga,
thing.
this ain't Home Depot.
Hey, look. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's not only a white thing. It's not.
Bring him on the show. Bring him on the show.
I got asked by a black couple.
Bring him on the show.
I've been asked by black people as well.
Bring him on the show. Can they come on the show?
Nah.
Why not? So hold on. So you bold. See, and that's the other thing I know. So you bold in private.
Well, because of judgment.
yeah,
'cause
People
it's
be
privacy.
kink-shaming.
But if that's how you live, and that's how you live,
Everybody not Lil Nas X, fam.
come on, man.
Yeah, people be kink shaming.
You out here asking niggas to drill your wife, but you can't be on here and talk about
Because it's
It
different.
wasn't like a
though.
Facebook post. Who want to fuck my wife?
it. Damn yeah. 'Cause nigga, we on here talking about it now. Niggas talk.
But I ain't say no names.
Niggas
though.
talk.
ain't say no
But
names.
to your the 3 times that it's
You
happened
might
to me,
find you an upper echelon.
yeah,
nigga
the
to do
three
it if
the
you
three
talk on
times
the
the
pod.
3 times it's happened to me, it's all been white dudes.
That's what I'm saying.
White dudes have come up to me that I work with on construction sites or in the
Ain't
studio.
no
or
nigga
whatever.
gonna hit another nigga. Hey man,
Bro, but you know how
Do me
awkward
a
that
solid.
is. You know how.
Hey, no.
And then they'll be like, she needs a young black stallion or a stud
would
like
a
you.
would a hold on? Let me ask Steph this: would a black woman ever do that?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm asking Steph.
I've been there
I
before.
wouldn't.
And when I'm saying most black women, I'm not saying all.
Would A? You said would A?
Most. Okay,
I
you're right.
I
just said
dated a
that.
chick. I dated
Would most listen, as a general statement,
Let's get into this.
would a black woman say, "Hey sis, I'm not putting it down in the bedroom. Can you come here and handle it real quick?" for me?"
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Bro, I was dating I
Yes.
dated a
Oh,
chick.
you know something?
Yes, bro.
Yes.
Bro,
On
I
the show.
dated
Yes.
a chick, bro. I dated a chick, and her friend, the husband was going out of town for a military assignment for 2 months. She sat us down together. She was going out of town. The girl was going out of town for a month for a military assignment. So the husband was going to be at home. She sat us down together and asked me if I would be okay with the chick that I was dating having sex with her husband so he wouldn't cheat with anyone else while she was gone.
Cheating respectfully.
That's cheating respectfully.
That is a
Look.
pass.
Bro,
I feel like if a woman asks another woman to come in to the situation, it's because she wants to be able to
Control it.
no, it's her inner gay. Like,
She wants to be involved.
yeah, she want to be involved.
That's usually the case.
That's
If a
usually the
woman wants
case.
to bring somebody else in, it's because she probably bi.
Yes, that's usually what I've
to
seen.
some extent.
Yeah.
I've
I feel
never
like there's
I've
a
never
lot
heard of another woman wanting to watch another woman. sleep
Oh,
with
no,
her
I've
man.
No, there's some chicks. They're called
I
Voyagers.
haven't seen that.
It's Voyagers.
Voyagers?
Voyagers. They enjoy watching. They
That
they
nigga's
enjoy
on a
watching.
whole nother voyage from the rest of us.
I know some
What's
shit.
that? What's the Isley Brothers song?
as I-
Voyager, that
as-
Atlantis?
As soon as I sojourn, on this voyage.
Oh my God, we are
there's-
down a rabbit hole.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Right.
There are those.
Next
who
case.
like
I
that
just
shit.
I just know for a fact, bro.
They'll get
I
the chick.
I sat in a room with a black woman that looked me dead in the eye. Are you okay with allowing her to sleep with mine? I was gonna ask her first, but because you guys are dating, I wanted to ask you together.
And they're swingers. I mean, we all know that they're swingers.
See?
and whatever and saying.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say yeah, but just for the general.
It's
I'm-
not that uncommon.
Will and Jada are a classic example of
Look,
cheating
hey,
respectfully.
If y'all are swingers or y'all allow this or whatever, y'all subscribe to this kind of lifestyle, hit us up so you can be on the podcast.
Please,
I have questions.
It's not that uncommon.
bro.
It's not
You
the
gotta
norm.
you gotta
But it's not that uncommon.
disattach. You gotta stop being so emotional, fam. Disattach the emotions from the sex, bro. It's just sex, bro. That's how they think about it.
Yeah.
You just gotta stop being so.
Come on the pod. I got questions. I got
Like,
questions.
now they think you're gonna judge them.
We ain't judging. We just having an adult conversation.
I mean, I know some people. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask. I'll ask them.
Y'all be at that sex club in San Francisco. What's that shit called?
Okay, look, nigga. It's called Power Exchange.
There we go.
Second of all, that's the first place.
Oh, so you know.
Because that's the first place one of them dudes asked me to go. He asked me to go to
Yeah,
Power
I
Exchange.
know niggas be
and,
up there.
and smash his wife.
Oh, you know,
at
I
Power
did get
Exchange.
asked by the chick about go to Power Exchange.
I've never been. I'm
Niggas,
scared.
Don't
Terrified.
Don't go to Power Exchange.
Terrified.
It's in Fresco.
Because your power about to get exchanged. All right.
About to lose your power.
I changed my power for XRP. Changed my power for XRP.
Ain't no
Double up.
exchanging no damn power over here. All right. Speaking of exchanging power, Deshaun Watson. This is a loaded conversation. So Deshaun Watson, franchise quarterback for the Houston Texans, has been accused of sexual misconduct, exposure, the whole nine from 22 massage therapists, masseuse, and they are taking him to court for his misconduct. So because of that, he has definitely caused some controversy because there are some people who believe that because he has just recently asked to be traded from the Texans, that the timing seems a little odd and seems like that is the powers that be that are trying to put him or trying to make him seem, trying to basically keep him on the team. There are some people that think that the women that are accusing him of the sexual misconduct are trying to get money out of him. And there are some people who actually believe the women because of the sheer number of them. There's 22 lawsuits. They all have similar stories where basically Deshaun Watson was messaging them on social media via Instagram or Snapchat and asking for massages. and then the massages turned into sexual encounters. So the women are basically saying that they were tricked or they were coerced into having sex. And Deshaun Watson and his legal team are basically saying that some of those were consensual encounters. So
Deshaun Watson said some of those.
the attorney
He
said some of
but
those.
he doubled back and said they were consensual after saying nothing happened.
correct.
So let's add that part in. All of a sudden now some of them was consensual.
Right. So at right now where they're standing is that his attorney Hardin is trying to basically get the majority of the 22 to come public because 20 out of the 22 are Jane Does, 2 have become public, and they have gone to the police. So they're trying to get them to come public because obviously as a legal tactic, they're trying to get some type of settlement to be figured out. Obviously, if you're making them to come public, some of them may not want to come public, so they may be more willing to settle outside of court. So that's where we're at. How do we feel? That was a mouthful.
It's very fishy the amount of masseuses you've gone through over the course of such a short period of time. Why? If it was, you know what I mean? That just
I see what you're saying.
that don't make no sense. Like, why are you
usually get one to stick to it?
why are you linking 40? Ain't it 40? Like 40 or something like that?
That's
40
again, and for everybody listening, this is all alleged, right? And some of the details are still unknown. So we're talking about it as it's a developing story. So sorry, I didn't mean to
Allegedly 40, and you contacting them via IG
Instagram
and
Snap.
Snapchat.
That's already weird.
It's shaky as fuck.
You're a
already.
professional.
Right.
Right, you're a professional, but you contacting masseuses via Instagram and Snapchat, and you've gone through 40.
Right.
Don't
I
sit
remember
right in my
it
spirit.
allegedly started off at 2. It allegedly started with 2 of them. And now all of a sudden it's 40 for 22.
22 currently.
It's just, it don't sit right in my spirit, bruh. That don't, like, why?
Yeah, it always does sound so weird.
I feel like he got something to hide, because why are you going through that many different...
I agree.
I don't
Aren't
like
they
that.
going? Wasn't this like? Didn't this all come out like after something about like an issue with a contract?
He wanted
Yeah.
to get traded.
Yeah.
But
and
they
it
always
come
say
after
time.
that?
I feel like they
Isn't it
always
the same
say,
lawyer?
They say
The same lawyer as the
timing,
owner?
but I don't be believing in that
Uh,
timing.
that I don't know.
I think they said something about the lawyer who's representing the girls. Is this the same like supposedly either a friend of like a friend's lawyer or a lawyer of one of the owners?
The lawyer, I know he's he's known for.
It could be, but I
bigger
feel like
cases, but,
regardless of
yeah.
timing, if there was nothing
Busby's a
there,
lawyer.
there would be nothing to bring out on your ass.
So you're saying where there's smoke, there's fire.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because
I
people
agree
always
with
want to
that.
talk about the timing, and maybe it is time to, as far as backlash, but unfortunately, if there's nothing for niggas to put out on your ass, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
It's true.
You should
Man,
eat.
22 people allegedly with sexual misconduct
Or exposure.
or exposure. Well,
I mean, they
And
did the same thing with
sexual
Cosby.
assault.
well, if you're coming over for a massage, when you're doing massage, don't people usually get naked? I leave my briefs on, my boxer briefs on, but
I leave my briefs on. Too.
most
depends
people
on
are
who it is.
naked, right?
It depends. It depends
So
on.
if they knew they were gonna go for
But
a massage,
When we say naked, because I think we still don't know the details. I'm not exposed. You have a towel on or something. So I think
see,
the
I
exposure
see,
was
I see.
like you have nothing.
I see. So I see. So they took a flight all the way to where he was, got in their car, drove to however far they were to do a massage, and he was exposed when he got there.
Well,
expecting-
and we don't know if that's for all 22. We just
and then they ended up having sex.
or were sexually assaulted. We don't know. This is obviously we're right now. This
It's
is
too
public
many,
opinion.
yeah, it's too many. It's too many pieces. It's a lot of moving parts. But he did have a case. Weren't we talking about he had a case in like high school or college or something?
D-Lo gave us that.
Right?
information.
Said something about his.
And he changed his name to Deshaun from Derek. He started going by his middle name because he had sexual allegations against him. Yeah, man. Coach D-Lo with the info.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Coach D-Lo with the D-Lo.
and that's all alleged.
I'm with the where
all
there's
alleged.
smoke, there's fire. I'm sorry.
I feel like the number is absurd. So I feel like the same as you do. I feel like I also feel like this will be gone in 2 days, like Tiny and Ti.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Why not?
I think well,
Deshaun Watson's not.
what,
bigger
2
than
days after what?
him.
From
I
now?
I'm just saying in general, you know.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. But yeah, it's going to be like
That
once
nigga's weird, bro.
'Cause
Like, if you're doing shit like that, you're weird.
it's not. I don't think it's going to be as big as like Cosby and shit like
No,
that.
of course not.
Because he's not as big. So it's going to be one of those things like
That's what she said. That's why she called the cops.
I feel like he was reaching out to like you said, masseuses on via Instagram
Sorry.
and stuff like that.
Sorry.
Because
Sorry.
again, if you're a smaller business or whatever, of course you're gonna be like, that's an opportunity for you, and again, that puts you in that power exchange. You know what I mean? Where this is a big opportunity for somebody in their business, and I feel like that's for a reason too. That's predatory in a way as well.
I mean, that's why they came, right? They came based off of his name and who he was, right? For sure.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
it's
it's just
definitely
like
predatory.
a Cardi B reaching out to a smaller, nail tech or hairstylist. Like, that's an opportunity for them. You know what I'm saying? So she may be able to, like that one girl that came out and said that she was, hella scandalous, you know what I mean? Hella rude or whatever. But again, you could treat people any kind of way, you know what I mean? When you in a powerful position, and this is an opportunity for them to make a name for themselves.
Right. So how should we proceed with this? Or what do you think should happen? Because obviously we're back in a similar conversation that we had with T.I. and Tiny, where we're in the court of public opinion. So how should the NFL proceed? How should we proceed? What do we think should happen? Is this one of those cases where we should wait and see? What do you
I feel like it's always a wait and see, because again, I feel like you have to let the legal system do its job.
Yep.
At the end of the day, I mean, the court of public opinion is going to be just that. I just gave my opinion, but that ain't
right.
You can't take that to the bank.
So if they settle, then what does that mean for us? Because obviously, and I'm not saying he's guilty or innocent, but obviously Deshaun Watson's name will never be the same after this.
Nope.
So whether he is innocent or guilty, is it fair? We don't know yet. So we've kind of been in this conversation where we're like, how do you handle these situations?
You move. You don't move the way he
That's
moves.
it's
You don't move
exactly
shady.
exactly what I was gonna say. My dad used to always tell me, man, don't let your don't let your good be evil spoken of. And basically, what that said in a nutshell is, bro, if it looks funny, if it looks fishy, if you think that this is gonna be because we all think those thoughts.
Yeah.
You're consciously aware of the climate you're in.
Right.
Okay, bro, you're in a climate where Bill Cosby is now known as Pill Cosby. You know what I mean? Like, you know what climate you're in. You don't move like that.
Right.
You use your common sense. You're an NFL quarterback. You are a superstar, a franchise player, fam. If you don't get your management team or a publicist to go get you a professional as masseuse,
Massage therapist, yeah.
right? Or massage therapist, and then go pay for a prostitute, if that's how you feel. You know what I'm saying? There's so many, but that's the truth, right? If you feel like you just need to pay people to have sex with, then pay for a prostitute. There's women out there that do that as a profession, right? And who's gonna be? Oh, this nigga's buying prostitutes, and then we're gonna be like, okay. You know what I mean? That's
I
what
feel
they
like
do.
I feel like we all take
Well,
into
it's illegal.
consideration how things can look. I know everybody moves that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know for a fact, like, okay, I'm married. I know I don't need to be in, niggas' inboxes, talking about certain topics or whatever, because we know what that could look like, no matter what we know it is or not. So it's like, why put yourself in compromising situations? I feel like people need to move better.
Right.
And I feel like the way he moving, that's obvious.
Yeah.
And I know it was the girl, one of the friends or whatever, that was telling him his name was getting around or whatever.
A masseuse in Houston that was he was one of her former clients.
Yeah.
That she basically was clearing his name by saying that he's never tried to be aggressive, never tried to come on to her. But in the text message, she basically said that your name was getting around between, different
The community,
and that you need to be careful.
Exactly.
And what she said was that her saying be careful was that there's people that are going to try to take advantage of you. I think a little different, but again, my opinion doesn't really stand.
I don't believe what I don't believe that's why she was saying be careful. But at the fact that your name was getting around right there already says a lot.
That you were doing too much. Yeah.
That you was doing too much.
Deshaun Watson. In the Me Too movement, sir,
Uh-oh.
should have been doing better. And I'm just going to
But the times, right?
as a podcast, we have to project. This is what I think is going to happen. The draft is April
He's not gonna be drafted.
21st, 22nd. I think it's the 22nd. I think what's going to end up happening is that I agree. First, let me just say that I agree that the way he was moving is totally unacceptable. As a professional athlete, there's no reason why you should be messaging women on your own, meeting with women by yourself, and getting massages. You are putting, whether it's true or not, you put yourself in a terrible situation because in most cases like this, it's what I said versus what she said. And most people now, because of the Me Too movement, are going to believe what the woman said because the pendulum has always been on the men's side. Now the pendulum is now on the women's side. So again, I'm not saying that they're lying. I'm not saying that they're telling the truth. I would like to wait till their day in court. But what I believe is going to happen is they're going to settle outside of a court. Because if not, what's going to end up happening is this case is going to linger for years. And what's going to end up happening is the NFL, like what they did with Ezekiel Elliott, like what they did with a bunch of other prominent stars, they are going to put him on the exempt list. He is going to be suspended indefinitely, and he probably will not play this year. If he tries to fight it, that will last longer. So he wants to get back to playing football. So what's going to end up happening is they're going to come to some type of an agreement. This will settle outside of a court. This will not see the courtroom unless the DA picks it up.
Whoa.
But I believe that they're going to settle because he's going to want to get on an NFL team and get back to playing football.
He's gonna have to.
And it's going to settle outside of a court. And I believe that if that's the type of justice that they want, then hey, then I'll agree with that. But we're not. I don't think this will ever see the court.
Is this because do you think this is becoming common where you report these grievances and just take the money instead of actually having the people pay the price for the actual crimes they commit? Because paying the money is one thing, but if you're sexually assaulting people, you need to be in jail.
Well, I think with
You know what I'm saying?
with some victims, they don't want to relive the trauma of going through that, talking, being on the stand, witnessing, testifying.
Well, what you were saying about them pressing for the identities, that does press them to take a settlement, and that's why they're pressing for their identities to be released, because they know a lot of them probably don't want their identities released, and that's their way of pushing them to settle.
And that's important. So Deshaun Watson's lawyer is pushing for, because only 2 are public, he's pushing for the rest of the 20 to reveal their identity. And
a lot of them
some of them will not want to reveal their identity because what's going to end up happening is you're going to get you ruined Deshaun Watson's career.
You're gonna get the backlash.
And you're going to get the backlash. So some of them want to remain Jane Doe's. But from what I read, they said 13 or 14 out of the 20 are willing to reveal their identity. So it's kind of a chess match. And I don't want to make it seem like that it's a game. But when it comes to lawyers, it is a game.
Well, that's why I asked the difference, right? Because if the money's cool, but I would think that someone that's been sexually assaulted would want to. Never mind. That's never mind. But I would, you know what I'm saying? You would think that you would want the nigga stopped in jail so he can't do it to somebody else and can't victimize somebody else and not just take a settlement out of court. Because that's really what we should be pressing for when people are sexually assaulting people, not just continue to keep coming up and then asking for money and everybody just keeps living their lives like it's like what he did was normal,
right?
So or like it was okay.
So the problem with that is, and this is what I was grappling with. So let's say, let's just kind of paint the picture. Deshaun Watson, he messages for a massage. The woman obliges and says, yes, because I want to get a new client. I want to be able to say that I massaged Deshaun Watson and get more clientele, like what Steph was saying. I come to your room or house, or I don't know how he had set up. I'm coming thinking that I'm going to give you a massage. You're naked or you have a towel on, and then at some point during the massage, you take the towel off and you are trying to push for sex. At that point in time, as a victim, and again, this is all alleged. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm saying we're just painting the scenario. At that point in time, you're alone with a man. It's Deshaun Watson. He's your biggest client that you've ever had to date. So let's just say that she does. She obliges in the sexual acts. Just because she did it does not mean that she gave him consent. So in the court of law, as a victim, can I prove that he made me have sex? No. How can you prove that?
Yeah.
It's he say versus she say. Even and in Deshaun's case, he may have thought that it was consensual. But what you don't realize is that because of your power dynamic,
The pressure,
you
yeah.
may have felt her feel uncomfortable. And because she felt uncomfortable, she may not have said nothing. So you may have thought she had consent, but she really didn't. Which is why we said on that episode we were talking about Trey Songz, as men, you have to be clear about what your intentions are and getting consent. If you are asking for a massage, fam, get a massage and that's it.
I think too, what people got to realize is it ain't even just about the power. I think it's about the mindset, and that's why I push so hard when it's like, you know, when you be saying stuff like, if I pay for dinner, I expect sex, or if you come over here, I expect. So I feel like when we keep on pushing those narratives, women end up in situations to where they, in their mind, they think it's too late. I can't. I already did. He already paid for dinner. I came over here. Like, you think it's too late, so you still do it. And I feel like every woman's been in that position where they kind of was like, I really don't want to, but we've been told this all our life. Like, once you get to a certain point, you can't turn back. You already, why'd you go over there? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? So a lot of women just get put in a situation where they're just like, I'll just take this L. And that's unfortunate. That's why we push against these narratives, so that women don't believe that it's like, well, he took me to dinner. We over here kicking it. We had a few drinks. I have to have sex now, even if I don't really necessarily want to. But we've been told all our lives that if you took it all the way this far, it's too late.
Well, and for Deshaun's side, the flip side to that is that's
there.
why you don't put yourself in
Right.
that situation,
Right.
because there could have been that maybe she did want to at that point in time,
Right.
but then she took advantage of it because it's, again, he say versus he say. And I'm not saying that that's what they're doing. I'm just saying that. But
there is a bag to be had
but
if
there
you
are-
go against Deshaun.
we cannot deny or act like there are not people in this world that will capitalize off of situations that
definitely
could
will.
get them a bag. And again, I'm not saying that that's the case. And I think that
I'm
us as a
I'm
society,
speaking to
Right.
the mindset of, you know, the power dynamic of feeling pressured into having sex,
Because they did
whether
something,
somebody physically pressured you into having sex or not.
Exactly. And I totally get that. And I think as a society, we have to normalize that just because it settles out of court doesn't mean that they were just bag chasing. It could mean that they just didn't want to stand up. Like, they did not want to get on the stand. I've dealt with a situation where I was faced with going to arbitration, and I would rather settle because it was the thing I went through was so traumatic that I did not want to have to go back through all the events over again.
Yeah.
So I said I would rather just settle.
I did that with my court case. They drug it out for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, yo, I had enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I settled for something that I knew I didn't do. You know what I mean? Just so I can
Just be
move
over
on with the rest of my life.
Well, and we see that all the time with black men or black women getting a public, getting a actual public defender and saying, look, you can fight this, but it's probably not going to end well for you, and you can end up with 20, 25. So I would suggest you just take the 3.
That's what I did. I was like, all right. I ain't got time.
I just feel like
and it's a lot.
I feel like
You miss court,
yeah.
you don't make
no,
It's not a game.
missing work to go to court. You're not gonna have a job.
I was like, I have to work. I
Facts.
have, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't have the time to.
Yeah, I feel the same way that you do about this. I feel like it could be both ways on any side. I feel like he could be an opportunist and she could be an opportunist, but I do feel like the onus is on Deshaun because you are the person in position of power. And so you have...
And the person requesting the services.
And you have a team.
Well, fuck the team, nigga. Care about your family and your life.
Well, I'm just saying, why are you messaging these women?
Right. Nigga, you have a whole bunch of people that can, like you said, that could do it for you, right?
Or get a professional masseuse that you are, like what Shannon Sharp was saying. He has had the same masseuse for like 20 years because they built a rapport. Why are you switching different ones?
Because he's doing shit.
And if it was 1 or 2, all right. 22?
See?
And the same pattern?
T.I. and
you
Tiny.
have 40, but 22 is saying
Yeah,
you
see that
was.
it don't look good for him.
I also think like when you're in this situation, I do think that opportunity to get on the board, like you get that male, or you're like, there's a what's that lawsuit called?
like a lawsuit or
where
something.
everybody's getting money and you're like
conversation.
they said I'm gonna sign this. I
But
do
20,
think,
but 22 is a lot.
I'm not saying
I
this,
know
I'm
what
not
you're
saying,
saying.
but I think that there's so many different directions you could take this shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like we said, bro, you're Deshaun Watson, bro. You have $1 million of contract. You have $50 million contracts, right? You need to move like you're a $50 million nigga.
Facts.
That's it. At the end of the day,
And men in general, we got to realize, y'all, you got to move different.
facts.
You can't. It's not. This is new times. You can't be in a room with a woman by yourself. Period. Like meaning at work. Like at work. Like if as a manager, I will keep the door open.
Yeah.
No, because it's just the optic of it, and it's just
Yep.
what could happen. Because if I piss her off, she could say, "Oh, we were in the room doing like a 1-on-1, and he did not give me a promotion because I did not give him sex." And then again, it's my word versus her word, and at the end of the day, even if it's not true,
Facts.
my name is tainted.
I'll give you an example. When I was growing up in the real estate industry, my dad showed a house to a chick, and my mom always told my dad, "Don't go by yourself. You're too valuable." Shows a house to a chick. 3 days later, my dad's arrested for rape allegations because he went out there by himself, and he was in jail for 2 months, going back and forth to court, and then the guy that the girl is actually dating sent a letter to my dad through the post and asked for $2 million, and then they'll drop the charges.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when people hear how I think, it's because I've seen this shit
because of
firsthand.
experiences, right.
Right? I've seen this shit first. I see what it looks like when people come out of nowhere and they have a plot and they have a plan or a trap to set you up. You know what I'm saying? Granted, my dad didn't move like a millionaire nigga. You know what I'm saying? He moved like a nigga who was just a regular everyday realtor. But you can't. We literally had the same conversation yesterday about all of us on the Zoom call yesterday. I just said that shit. Like there's shit that even with us, we have to adjust how we move because there's people out here who will take advantage of all four of us.
Right. Well, and black men specifically, we have to realize that there's a history, and I'm not saying all white women do it, but there's a history of white women falsely accusing us of rape or things like that. Where I don't remember the exact the guy's name, but there was a college athlete that he was falsely accused of rape, and he lost all of his scholarships, and then he was finally cleared of it, and then by the time that is cleared, then it's too late. So we have to be careful because not only in one stance that there's falsely accusations, but we have to realize that there are still true accusations that do happen.
Yep.
So I'm not saying men have to be careful and women don't. Women also have to need to be careful too, because there's some niggas out here that be doing some foul shit, that be raping, sexually assaulting, that think they are entitled to touch your body when they're not. And if you feel uncomfortable, then you need to, again, I'm not saying that it's on you. It's not on you. As a woman, if you feel uncomfortable, then you need to speak up. And you hear all these stories about going out on dates and getting raped. Like you have to move, even as a woman. Like I got to tell my daughter, you got to move different. First date, no, you're not going to the nigga's house.
Facts.
No, you need to be out in public or go out on a group date because niggas is wilding.
Facts. Yep. Same for the niggas.
But again, it'll be in the mindset of, she agreed to come over here. They think that's
the green light.
Bro,
That's the green light.
I'll tell you I'll tell you the reality I live right now with my bakery. If I'm doing the delivery personally and I don't have somebody pick up and drop off, I'm not going to your house.
No.
I'm meeting you at a store or a public place or somewhere where where we can exchange, right? It's just things that I have to think about. I have to think about because damn near every time I've met somebody, I've been hit on or they've said something sexual or whatever, and I feel like it's what I'm saying, like, and I don't respond because I don't know if they're recording. I don't want to walk into a setup, what I'm saying, just because of past experiences.
And for those listening, please, I don't want y'all to hear us and think that what we're saying is that every sexual allegation is a setup. That's not what we're saying. All we're saying is for both parties, we need to be more careful and more respectful of when you are alone with somebody else. Because, again, there are men who do rape, and we, as a podcast, we deal with sexual allegations extremely seriously.
Facts.
We don't play with that.
Facts.
And we have said it before, we will say it again, that all women, especially black women, deserve to be protected
Facts.
and loved. So We stand with sexual abuse allegations and with victims, sexual assault victims, and we understand how difficult and how hard it is to speak and to come out and to want justice, but also want to keep your privacy and not feel like that you're being blamed for what has happened to you. So, it is a problem. I think, what was it, like 3 out of 4 women have been sexually assaulted, like something like that, something crazy.
That's ridiculous.
So we want to be extremely sensitive to the subject. Just unfortunately, when things like this play out in the court of public opinion, then you do get it's a money grab. And in this case, I don't think it's a money grab.
I don't think so either. There's too many people.
So, all right. Well, that concludes the Internet Wins Again. We're going to get to Ronnie's trash list.
Let's get it on.
Let's go.
Hey, it's fitting that's it, because my trash as fuck is the New York Post and Sarah Painter.
Oh, yeah.
See, you forgot, huh? I didn't forget, because when I see trash shit, I write that shit down like, you are trash as fuck.
What these bitches want from a nigga.
You know what she wanted from a nigga? She wanted clout.
Period.
That's what she wanted from a nigga. Yo, you're hella trash. The man is on life support and the family is grieving. If you know anything about life support, if you know anything about being brain dead, you're virtually dead already, and you're being aided by the assistance of machines to keep your heart pumping.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You're basically already dead. You're in a vegetative state. How dare you find the time in the place of mourning to go dig up DMX's past with no context, no understanding, right? And then the New York Post, you're supposed to be better than that. This is a man from your own place. This is an icon. It's a legend. But the selfishness it takes and the lack of empathy and sympathy and moral compass to write an entire post on how a person has failed so much in life, when their accolades and their successes and the way that they've touched people and helped people outweigh it 100 to 1, you're trash as fuck. New York Post is trash as fuck. Sarah Painter, you're trash as fuck. I hope they fired your ass. I hope you never get another place to write another article again. You are trash.
So she's a writer?
She's the writer.
The editor should be fired too.
And the editor, I don't know the editor, but the editor's
Somebody
supposed to say.
somebody had to approve
okay,
it.
Somebody
yeah,
Somebody
had
had
to
to
green
approve
light.
it. Yeah.
They're supposed to stop it. But I just like the, to me, how that felt to me was Quando Rondo and King Von, right? He's already gone.
Right.
Why do you need to go do and pick up dirt or smut so you can pad
Why
your...
would that be the first story that you think of to write?
Trash as fuck, bro.
It's just crazy.
But it shows you how disgusting people are and you know what I'm saying? How disgusting people are. It's hella trash. That information is not readily on hand.
No,
so that means this
You
man,
researched and dug
yes,
for that.
you dug, so you can talk about all the homes that he's lost in the past. Let's talk about he couldn't even get those $1 million homes again if he wasn't coming back.
He wasn't even in the dirt yet, and you over there throwing dirt.
Come on, man,
Crazy.
trash. It's absolutely astounding to me that they allowed that post to be edited and put out online.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
And I was even seeing people saying that he died from COVID. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I think it was weird.
That's why niggas to read.
How
And not the New York Post.
right? One, they decided they want to leak. They want to accidentally put out information that he died hours before he did.
That was trash.
That was trash. And then it was afterwards talking about like, oh, it was a COVID shot. I don't know why people were talking about it was OD. If it was a COVID shot, they should have said at the beginning. They should have nipped that in the if it wasn't an OD, they should have nipped that shit at the beginning. When the manager came out and said DMX is still alive, he's still fighting this shit. If it was from a COVID, he should have said something at that point.
Oh, and his attorney is trash too.
Yeah.
Because he was giving us hope, thinking like, oh, he's up and breathing, and he's
He
breathing on his own.
No, I didn't see anything about that.
The attorney had came out and said that. Then he came back and said he got wrong information.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everything
like,
I seen,
sir.
he was still.
Everybody's so quick to just post first. You
Yeah.
want to be first.
Bro, you
Everybody wanna be first.
You know what the problem is with being first? The problem is the first thing you should do is say a prayer.
That's it.
But because everybody wants to be, I haven't posted anything about DMX because I personally hate when niggas do that shit, bro. Like, you motherfuckers didn't have no respect for him. So many people, he's my favorite rapper. Nigga, nobody knows that. I understand that people want to show love or whatever, but nigga, if you're gonna say that you're praying for somebody, actually take the time to pray for him.
I don't need to see
Don't
posts
fucking
about it.
don't fucking post so people can see how cool you are. I hate when this is gonna sound racist as fuck, but I hate when people that are not black hit on me and talk about how much they love Nipsey Hussle. That shit doesn't appease me. You understand what I'm saying? I love listening to Nipsey Hussle. Or now people are listening to Pop Smoke now, all of a sudden. Or now people want to go back and revisit DMX for the first time. Yo, that shit is trash as fuck to me.
DMX was still getting streams, though.
Yeah,
Well,
but
and we got to realize he had 14 million records sold. And that's not including streaming.
But they was saying his streams, he was still getting 8 million streams
Well, that's
for
what I'm saying.
Spotify alone.
So he was-
we will still listen to his music.
He was
his,
very
his
loved,
fans was
but
still.
it's still
But
trash.
I understand
though.
what you're saying.
You
though.
know what I'm saying? I hate when people do that shit. Like all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you ain't never heard of Pop Smoke a day in your life. Now you're a Pop Smoke fan.
Right.
Now you're a King Von fan. Now you're listening to all Von's records.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go continue to be your motherfucking self because it's not winning no clout points with nobody. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well,
That's just trash, bro.
everybody wants to be included.
That's just trash.
Everybody wants to be
Yeah,
included.
niggas want to be first. Like
First and
capping ass information. Motherfuckers don't even read the source from which it comes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And-
saying?
and
They
that's
just
what-
reposting shit.
And that's what social media does. Everybody wants to be first, and everybody wants to be.
And I
included.
think, and
Everyone
then
wants to be
I'm gonna
included.
give an honorary trash as fuck to everybody who reposted that trash ass article that wasn't disgusted about it. Anybody who posted that shit and was like, "Yeah, this nigga wasn't shit anyway," you know what I'm saying? You're trash as fuck, and you ain't shit.
Facts.
And I hope your houses get
Oh,
foreclosed.
followers ass and shit.
I hate that shit. Oh, they don't own shit. So I hope you get evicted.
Damn.
All right. We're going to go on to our final thoughts, and then we're going to close the episode. Final thoughts. I'll give my final thoughts first. I'll go first. My final thoughts is I want to definitely just give respect and honor to DMX. And I just want everybody to realize that there is a DMX probably in your family or close to you that you need to check on. We should not be waiting until somebody dies to then give them their flowers. And addiction is a disease. It is not a choice. It is not something that they have a hand in. I mean, obviously they had a hand in it probably at some point in time, but there are some cases where people get tricked into what they are addicted to, or because they needed an escape. So we are all human, and I think that this just showed us that, you know, life is fragile. And you got to just, the people that you have in your life, love and appreciate them while you have time. And if you see somebody that is struggling with addiction or alcoholism or any kind of substance abuse, that we need to do everything that we can to try to help them. Granted, it's going to take them to also want to get clean, but we should be readily available and just open to helping them if they want the help. I've seen in many black families, like there's always that, you know, uncle that's on crack, and they're like, they kind of just, oh, that's just a crack addict. Like, we're not going to deal with them. I don't want him in my house. I don't want him anything. And it's like, I understand that maybe he had wronged you in the past, but we got to separate the human from the actual disease. And everybody needs a second chance, third chance, fourth chance, fifth chance. I'm not saying to not have boundaries, but what I'm saying is if a person does want to get the help, that we should be available to help them. And I just think, you know, if you don't have one of those people in your family, there's somebody that's struggling with something. And we should just be more empathetic and more open to just listening and hearing what that person is going through to try to get them through what they're going through. So I think we got to just, if there's anything that we took from this, is just appreciate who's in your life today. And if somebody is struggling through something, just reach out and see if they need help. And that's all I'm saying. And that's my final thoughts. So long live DMX.
Let's get it on.
Definitely RIP DMX, but one thing I will say is to really check on your people, but check on yourself, because everybody got demons and everybody has ways of coping. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that you may not be to the point of abuse, but everybody has their coping methods, whether it be weed, whether it be alcohol, whether it be food, whatever it is. Check yourself, because a lot of times we don't realize that our coping methods can lead to abuse. You know what I mean? Like, people say they living their best life, but a lot of people is depressed and deal with it through these outside coping mechanisms. Like, it may not be crack, but you still using something in place of facing your demons.
That's facts.
So I think people need to check themselves on that, because they assume since they not a crackhead that they not, you know, abusing, you know, unhealthy coping methods.
Right. That's fire.
My final thoughts is just pretty much be careful with information that you have. Not just be careful with it, just like, know what is right. Know what's, fact check. We see shit all over the place that's just completely wrong and shit because somebody seen it for one thing and just completely ran with it and didn't do enough of their own research. So misinformation, miscommunication gets just spread and just cause more harm than good.
Yeah.
Killing people that ain't even dead.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's facts. No, that was good. That's good.
Yep, that's it.
That's you.
My final thoughts, man, is you got to be mindful of who you are in your situations in life. I think that sometimes we undervalue ourselves. And I think that allows us to get into these situations like DMX where you're using overdose. We don't understand the pillar we may be for someone else. We don't understand the pillar that we need to be for our friends, our family, our loved ones. We don't understand sometimes how much people love us and how much our decisions impact other people's lives. And I just think that like you said, with like being on drugs and coping or whatever, being the strong friend doesn't always mean that you're in good headspace. It doesn't mean that you're always the person that you got to know when to cut it off and stop letting other people vent into you and stop trying to fix other people's problems. You got to know when it's time for you to sit back and really understand that, a lot of the stuff that I'm taking in and weighing in on other people, it's making me, it's drowning me. It's making me feel bad. It's depressing me. For myself personally, I find myself, and I even know you too, because a lot of the same people that hit you every day hit me. When they talking about I talk to Focus, and I'm like, yeah, but they don't realize that we still have to do something with that energy. We still have to process it out. You know what I'm saying? So I spend hours on the phone talking to you, about shit that other people have talked to us about. You know what I mean? So, I think sometimes we got to find a way to redirect that energy, as whether it's playing a sport or working out, and those are the things that we don't get to decompress as adults as we used to as a child. Right.
In healthy ways.
Right, in healthy, right? Because remember, you be swamped in elementary school, they send you to recess. Right. So you can decompress and you can burn that out. But I think it's very important to be mentally aware. Don't be shy about addiction and about problems. If you need help, ask for help. You know what I mean? And if the people around you don't realize it and they're not good for it, there's somebody out there to help you. Don't be afraid to reach out for external means. And most of the time, family and friends are the people who enable you. So you might have to go to external sources or whatever. But, with DMX having an overdose, and then my friend the very next day, to me, they both felt like accidental suicides. But it made me feel like both of them were running from something. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way I felt about Mike and the same way I felt about Prince. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much shit going on, and I feel like they've gotten so big in their pond that there was nothing else that they can cope, But, so, but there is God.
Yeah.
But that's another conversation because y'all hate God, but we're going to work on it.
Yeah. All right. We're going to let y'all go. If you like what you guys heard, if you like the content, subscribe, share, leave a review, get in contact with us so that way we can, get some feedback and keep in touch with you guys. But I think if we're going to honor DMX in any way, I think the best way for him to be honored is to live our lives and to be as authentic and transparent as he is. And, he had a real heart for helping people. And I think that we have to take that energy with us and make the world a better place. So, Well, all right, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We'll see y'all next week, or 2 weeks, for episode 25. Peace.
Keep vibing.
Let's go. Let's go.